Okay, I finished off the peach wine, and I'm drinking Coke again with the, let's see what we got here. The fucking Castillo Silver Puerto Rican rum, and I'm gonna take some Elliot shit later, so I'm gonna try it. But, alright, what do you got, Junior?
I'm sorry.
Move on to Jen and Sue.
I'm drinking strawberry colada,
Uh-huh.
and Elliot was kind enough to give me a shot of his good shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm always known for giving shots of my good shit.
I set myself up for that.
Hey,
Ew.
I wasn't referring to it like that. I just had to play on words.
I can't stop fucking laughing.
What are you drinking, Sue?
Bud Light Lime.
Alright, what do you got, Elliot?
Bacardi Dragonberry.
Nice. Alright. What do you got over there, Giggles?
I am drinking strawberry wine.
Well, we had to, like, get a warm-up.
Junior, I have a full bottle of Fireball.
Yeah, you should bring it down.
Jesus Christ.
It's
No,
a
I'm not
big-
drinking that much. It's
Bring it down, because you see him
Had a
now.
bad day.
Yeah, Junior's had a bad...
I had a bad day. I'm laughing at Mark.
Actually, bring some ice down, too, if you please. So,
Oh,
Is that?
Thank you. It smells
I left the fucking bag in there. I didn't realize that.
It's crisp.
It's all our fault. I was drunk. Like,
yo, that shit was so fucking funny.
Carlton said. Carlton said, "Why isn't Elliot doing the fucking the pervert voice from
I keep
Family?"
forgetting.
Yeah, he really creepily does that.
I know. I really do.
Damn.
It's kind of
Just
cool.
wiped out. You alright?
So
Yeah.
yeah. Last podcast, like Al's not here because he said he had a problem. So he's probably tomorrow we're gonna record again. For why not? But yeah, definitely talking to Sue. I was listening to it again, and the first 45 minutes was very fun. We had a good time, and shit was comical. And at one point, we did get kind of serious for like a good hour and a half. And at one point, Sue was kind of like, damn, I want to be more comical than this to getting dour. But like, re-listening to it, it's like some things got to be said. And like, we looked at Dave Chappelle yesterday. Dave Chappelle, I watched it twice, and Al watched it. I'm not sure if you guys have yet, but Dave Chappelle did a half-hour segment on YouTube from Netflix. And even in the description, Netflix has a message from Dave that like he wanted to apologize for being this serious and also unrefined. But like, even during Dave's segment, Dave's like asked the crowd, "Hey, you guys, is this too deep for you?" And he started laughing. He goes, "Is this too serious?" He goes, and Dave's like, "I got some pussy jokes," and they start laughing. But like, even when Dave hit that level, like Dave is not serious. That's part of Chappelle's stick, which like I said, this podcast for the most part, we want to sit down, laugh, have a good time. But like, I've listened to Joe Rogan. Sometimes Joe, he's done 2 hours and he won't crack a single fucking joke. He'll just talk about whether it's, DMT or legalizing marijuana or having like Elon Musk or something. Sometimes gotta talk about some real shit, And I felt like, I know that like this whole Black Lives Matter things and protests and the whole world is going fucking insane around us. But like, hey, if we're all blue collar people, this shit's affecting anybody who's blue collar, guys. It's like this could be walking to the corner store and fucking getting pulled over by a cop or something, and the whole situation is fucked up. So
That is just ridiculous. A fucking handle that brings you back to 2015. Holy fuck!
Oh God. Bailey's. I can't drink that shit.
There you go.
So I'll definitely get punched in the mouth.
This isn't a football.
I'll just keep it here. It's like it'll just sit there nice and warm next to me
to tempt you.
So. But I even put into description to make us laugh at, and for episode 13, I was like, the losers get super cereal, because we did get super cereal. I mean, we didn't have any man bear pigs here, but like,
well, we know one, that's for sure.
Man bear cat, or is it man cat pig?
So hey, so
that's a good one.
A friend of ours. But since we had to get a couple drinks in, we spent about 10 minutes bullshitting before we pressed the record button to let everyone loosen up and get back to at times we're gonna get serious, and this is part of what we're gonna do. But let's try laughing for the most part. But it is hard to laugh when like right now on Twitter and fucking Facebook and Instagram, I've tried the past 5 days to scour the internet for some kind of comical shit, and it's like finding a needle in a fucking haystack, because every 5 seconds it's like a cop killed another person, another fucking riot, it's endless. It really fucking is. And like Al sent me like 3 TikTok videos just today alone about more cops beating these people or killing them or just all this, and it's just like it's like, when does it fucking end at this point? Like, not that I'm sick of hearing about it, but like, it's hard to make a kind of comical podcast when every 5 seconds a cop just beats someone new to death. And that's why it's like, when Junior mentioned the whole, the person like last week or Tuesday that fucking shop, the church and stuff. It's like, how do you forget that name? And like the past week alone, I've listened even to Dave Chappelle's special. I just heard like 25 new names. It's hard to remember. Like George Floyd is pretty recent, so I can remember his name. But honestly, even 6 months from now, it might be hard to remember this guy because like more Corona shit's going on, more George, more like now there's more protesting, more. It's almost like you're gonna catch ADD from the fucking news. Like it's because so much is hitting us so fucking quick, so fast. It's like, holy shit, guys.
That's why I don't pay attention to the media, because of the fact that I pay attention to what's going on around me. I pay attention to what I could visually see, and it's just like what our friend Carlton said to us while we were playing the game. It's just like, I'm only focused on the things that you can control. And he's 100% right about that, because of the fact that I can tell you right now, the 5 people that's sitting here with us right now is not going to control the thousands of people that is pissed off right now. It's not going to control the hundreds of thousands of people that's protesting around the country. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So what do we do as individuals? What do we do as blue collar people? We stay to ourselves in a sense. You know, we keep out of the trouble. We keep out of the nonsense, and we do what we got to do to live. We work. We, you know what I'm saying, take care of house and home, and that's how we're going to get past it in a sense. You know. If somebody comes up to us and asks us our honest opinion, to give our honest opinion about it. Yeah. But overall, we stay out of the way, we do what we got to do, and we go day to day. Because at the end of the day, again, the 5 of us isn't going to make a difference. We can say our opinions on anything, but we're not going to make a difference with it. Like, businesses are starting to open on Monday. As of Monday... Well, actually, it started this week, but starting next week, specifically, certain businesses in the mall are going to open at 25% capacity. And within 2 weeks after that, it's going to be the entire mall is going to be open. So, because I work at the mall, so I get all the news of everything that's happening with the mall. So it's like, with everything that's going on with that, I'm more focused on what's going on around me and keeping myself safe, because you know what? COVID is still out there, you know, and everybody has an equal chance of catching it, especially when you're at work and when you're out and about. So it's just focusing on yourself and doing what you got to do. That's just all there is to it. You know, we have our friends that, you know, we make sure that they're okay through all this, because some of them are affected by this. But at the end of the day, it's us. If we're not worried about us and we're not doing for us, why are we worried about other people?
Also, too, and we'll get into this later, about at some point, all 5 of us, me and Junior are going to seriously sit down together, and especially with some of the news articles I've looked into this week, I'm going to talk about later with Twitter. We said this before, I'm very hesitant about Twitter, but now I'm more like, you know, I'm ready to go fucking balls deep into Twitter, because fuck it. Like, especially after this week, some of the shit I've read, like, it's just, well, like, this is our raunchy sense of humor. I was just my friend Renee, and I'm not sure if she'll ever hear this, but I told her about making this podcast. She just turned 50 years old, and I brought my son up there, and it's like me, in a backyard barbecue with 20 fucking black people. Her husband Darren's known me since for like 20 years now and stuff, and he goes, Chris, I'm gonna go to the side and take care of whatever. He didn't want to fucking grill, so I started grilling. So I'm making hot dogs, I'm making burgers, and I was like, Renee, she comes over, and I got 20 black people all smoking weed, they're all fucking drinking Bacardi, they're all getting drunk, and I'm like, me and my son are the only white people at this fucking barbecue. I'm like, why am I cooking fucking food for 20 black people? I was like, you guys don't see the racism here and shit? And she goes, shut the fuck up, you asshole. Like,
did you season?
Huh? No, I didn't.
Season the meat?
Well, listen.
No.
Oh, no. See, that's where you done messed up.
I cooked the hot dogs.
Chris realized.
You done fucked up.
You done fucked up.
Well, you know, what I did was I cooked the hot dogs, then I cooked the hamburgers. Once hamburgers were done, her brother came over and said, Chris, I got the chicken. I was like, thank you. Listen, you guys have to cook the chicken, because at a black person's barbecue, if I fuck up the chicken, you're gonna lynch me. As simple as that. So at least, again, too, these people, all these fucking people at Renee's birthday party. She's 50 years old. She's a beautiful woman. I'd take a fucking bullet for this woman, and she hasn't seen my son since he was 1 year old, and he met Renee, and of course he doesn't remember her because time flies by, guys. But like, it was a fucking point that I had a bunch of people, some of her friends, some of her family, everyone's just having a good fucking time. They're smoking weed, they're fucking laughing, and then they can take the sense of humor where I said to out loud, and she was, shut the fuck up, you're laughing. I'm the only fucking white dude barbecuing for a fucking party full of black people. You know, it's like, they thought it was goddamn hilarious, and this is the point of this podcast. If you can't take that kind of racial humor, and especially fucking right now, guys, we need some goddamn humor in our lives, because there's so much shit going on. So
I got plenty of it for you.
Before I let you take over in a second, so like Jem, she went up to Oneana and she tried killing our sister. So I said, after what happened to my...
failed at killing her, actually. She just got stitches.
Well, it's kind of cool, like, we can broadcast this. We're like, Jen, what happened? She brought her sister up onto a boat. She's 18 years old and great. And they may or may not have had a couple alcoholic beverages, which is, great that you're feeding 18-year-old possible fucking liquor and stuff. And then afterwards, she jumps off a fucking boat and cuts half her foot off. And I'm like, that's great elder sister,
It's a bit of an
skills.
Exaggeration.
So
I
said,
only had half a strawberry,
mm-hmm.
but no, the way that the boat is, it's a very great boat to go like water skiing and shit. She kicked the plate, and this kid is tough. We've talked about this a few episodes ago. For me, I am tough, but when you tell me I gotta get stitches or I see all that blood, like I'm gonna freak out. Kai, and she was like, Dad, I think I cut my foot, and I literally saw the meat and the bone, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to freak out. I'm like, holy fuck! And I'm thinking my mom, and my stepdad are gonna fucking kill me.
Yep.
And then I'm like, oh my god! And then this kid didn't shed a tear. She's just like, and I'm like, is she losing blood and she's dying? Like Kaya's kind of emotionless for the most part anyway. But she did not freak out at all. And then
Kaya's a robot, by the way.
yeah, she's kind of a robot.
Well, I noticed too, it's like you can always sense that when something bad's going to happen, something's going to go on. Jen's posting pictures, and I see one picture of like Kaya smiling. And immediately I'm thinking to myself, Kaya's smiling. Something awful is going to fucking happen, because when she smiles, like a volcano erupts, a fucking wave of locust kills people. So her cutting off half her foot made perfect fucking sense. So it's like if Junior's dad went onto a fucking diet, okay? Like that, like the Earth's like there would be fucking earthquakes going through North America and shit too, because like it's just something bad's gonna happen.
Apocalypse.
You are such a wonderful older brother, by the way. Can I just state that for the night?
When I seen Kaya fucking smile, like, Jen, something bad's about to happen, because her smiling, it's like I said, the universe has to balance itself out. And if Kaya fucking smiles, some tragic event's gonna happen, because it's just like certain things shouldn't be. It's like Junior hugging a fat guy and loving him. If that happens, something awful, like there's gonna be a nuclear war or some shit.
It's called
like,
Father's Day.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna get this straight right now. All right, I'm gonna get this straight right now. Nothing bad has happened to me yet, so apparently he's not going on a diet, because nothing bad has happened.
Well, Jim, before you finish that thought, Junior, I was happy that Jen came down. She showed me that she had a big sunburn and stuff too. Pulled up, have her friggin' shirt, turned around, her belly's hanging out, and I'm thinking to myself, listen, whatever you're naming my niece or nephew, can you please fucking tell me? Because I seen you in a belly shirt, and I'm like, it's gotta be any day now he's coming out. Like,
Jesus Christ. You're really an asshole.
There's a lot of booze. This is
like, I've got a belly, and compared to Jen, I've got a fucking six-pack.
Oh
like,
my god, I felt the kick.
a lot of work in here, man.
Holy shit.
Hiccups from all the booze I drank last night.
Damn, that's like
God
completely
damn.
different perspective from different podcasts.
All this family love that's going on right now. Holy
Fuck,
shit.
My bathing suits don't fit me. My titties are popping out. My fucking ass crack's hanging out.
I can see this
Your
now.
ass crack has hung out for like over
20
a
years.
decade now, so
Jen's
I have the
got a plumber's
crack.
crack without being a plumber.
And someone is still...
That's a challenge.
I
can't even say it. I can't even say it. And somebody's still attempting to drool over that.
No, I'm going to say this. I probably have like a death mark on my back from the podcast
Is a
and
sniper?
what was said from episode 7. But I'm going to fucking kill that guy.
Well,
Jen,
Jen,
son
like,
of a bitch.
part of said what we do, the five of us, and when Alice or six of us, we promote unity and brotherhood and like how much we love each other.
No, the fuck you don't.
Yeah.
So Jen says to me, and because of fucking Rona, I haven't got a haircut. Now I'm different than Junior because Junior doesn't need a haircut. Let's be honest.
Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Yes, I do need a haircut. Shut up.
So what does Jen tell me? This is the longest my hair has been in like a decade or some shit. So Jen was at one point. Jen looks at me. She goes, "Hey, Chris, your hair is getting pretty long." I'm like, "I noticed my hair is getting long." She goes, "You look just like Dad." And I'm like, "You know what? Fuck, I noticed just small fucking things. Like Christian's a lot like me. I am a lot like Dad. I noticed my laughter is kind of mimicking Dad's. Look in the mirror, my haircut, and hair is mimicking Dad to a certain certain extent.
You're definitely not mimicking him in terms of getting ladies.
No, but
my dad was the master of the mullet, but
yeah,
it was like
so
a feathered mullet.
I'm just saying, like when Jen told me,
I remember him.
when Jen told me to say, Chris, you're looking just like Dad, I take fuck like that's an awesome compliment because like a lot of people fucking know like what son doesn't want to be just like their father, you know?
I raised my hand. I raised both hands in the air. I don't want to be like my dad.
Could you imagine a compliment if somebody was to tell somebody, hey, you look just like your father?
That's an insult. That is an absolute insult. I honestly would have to fight them. Like at that moment, you are no longer, you're not even no longer my friend. You are my enemy.
Yeah.
The moment that you tell me that I look like my father, because it's just like there is nothing about him besides the fact that I'm losing my hair that I get from him. And I looked in this.
Your hair looks just like your dad.
No, it does not. No, it does not at all. Not at all. I looked in the sink this morning. Like I seen some hair fall out. I was like, holy fuck! I'm actually going fucking bald, and I actually got scared as fuck. I was like, holy shit, Dad's fucking curse.
The kind of loving, caring friend that I am was like, Jen, thanks for a compliment. I can return the compliment to Junior.
That's not a compliment. No, that's not a compliment at all. You're a horrible fucking friend. Yeah. That is not a compliment at all whatsoever. Don't ever consider that a compliment. All right, that in no way, shape, or form does anything that pertains with my father to me is a compliment. It's just not especially after everything that's happened between me and him. There's just no way in hell.
I'm like in the middle of you two. It's like I have some positive memories, but a ton of hateful memories.
It's all hate for me.
Mine is like 80% hate, 20% he was okay. 80% hate wins.
I'm 125% hate.
Junior knows the story, but he wasn't there. I was fucking telling on the podcast that Jen, Sue, and Ellie can hear this. So we had years and years ago when we went over to Junior's dad's house over at Dana Avenue. So I pick up Junior. I forgot what was going on. I picked him up, and we go over there. I said, come on to the house. Sunday was our day and stuff. Everyone stopped by. His Uncle Willie, Malcolm, the whole family, 10, 11 people would hang out. So Junior was in the car, and he's just like, I don't feel like going into that. I'm just going to sit inside the car. And I'm like, okay. So I go into the house, and I see Big. He's like, of course, like, hey, what's going on? How you doing, Big? And he goes, where's Junior at? And I'm like, well, Junior's sitting there in the car. And like, oh, he don't want to come in? Nah, he don't want to come in. Now, you've got about 10 or 11 people all in the living room, and it gets quiet and stuff, too. So his father, being that the loving, kind individual that he is, so he's mentioning Junior's younger days. He was mentioning how Junior's like, Junior, he used to be in the track team. I was like, really? He's in the track team? He goes, yeah.
That was a lie, by the way.
And the way he said this, I did tell Junior later, but he's like, well, Junior, he used to be fast. I'm like, and everyone starts laughing. He goes, and he's like, Junior used to run backwards on people because now he's all slow and clumsy, and he starts laughing like the
like he has to take a fucking breath every time, like in the middle of his fucking stutter.
And there's like 12 people laughing their ass off because Big saying Junior is slow and clumsy. So
now, he has the first of all, he has the audacity.
He's in the car while this is happening, so everyone's laughing at Junior. Eventually, I gotta go home. I go to the car. I was like, Junior. He goes, what? I'm like, you know what your dad just said about you? As I'm telling Junior the story, you can see like the blood draining from his face, and his eyes are twitching. Like, what he's saying? I'm like, yeah, he just called you slow and clumsy.
You have to understand something. You have to understand something. The hypocrisy of everything that he has said to me is what makes me angry. It's like you got to understand the hypocrisy of it. It's like, how many fucking rides have you had to kick yourself off of because your fat ass can't fit, and you had the audacity to come at me about being slow and clumsy? I can still outrun his fat ass. So how is he gonna sit there and say that I'm slow and clumsy? Like, this is prompting a dad story now.
He wasn't there, but he could hear the laugh, just like.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can fucking hear it. It's echoing in my fucking ear now to this minute. So now
he can't get a full laugh out. It's gonna come in short bursts of air.
Yeah, because he needs air. Like, he can't have a full laugh like a normal person. He's not even fucking normal. Okay, he's a 400 fucking pound goat. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, all right. So here comes the dad story. All right. So we're at Great Escape.
It's
you know,
liquor.
like normal people, when we go to Great Escape, what are you gonna do when you go to Great Escape? There's only like about 6 rides that you go on that are actually really nice at the Great Escape,
Bacardi.
right?
All right, cool.
It's the Desperado. But the 3 that I'm gonna talk about is the Desperado Plunge, the Nightmare, and the Cane Blaster. Because
I used to love the Nightmare.
Oh yeah, the Nightmare. Oh yeah, that's a great ride, right? And it's all in the dark, right?
They stopped doing it though.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I can tell you why they stopped doing it. It's because of this fat piece of shit. So we went on the ride, right? It was me and my brother. Me and one of my brothers. We was on the ride, right? And then it was my dad and my youngest brother that was on the other, because you know those carts that sits 2 people on it, right? Yeah. It's just, and then you put the seatbelt on, and it goes throughout it goes throughout the whole coaster ride.
Hold up, your dad was able to fit.
Yes, that already shocked the shit out of me. He actually fit. He actually fit, right? But then here's where it already started to fuck up. They said the biggest person has to sit up front. So automatically you already knew he was going to sit up front because he's the biggest fucking person out of everybody in the group. So what ends up happening is that he sits up front, right? He sits up front and he buckles up. I'm even more surprised if the belt fit around his fat ass. So now we're going on the ride, right? And we're going up, right? Because the 2 cars are going at the same time. But as the 2 cars are going at the same time, I'm seeing sparks fly. And I'm thinking that's a part of the ride. But no, he's so fucking big that every time that the car was hitting turns, sparks were flying out of the fucking car. Because his weight, he was too fucking big that literally the car was grinding against the tracks as it was going on. You could literally hear my little brother screaming for help. Like, he was literally screaming for his life. He was like, oh my God, get me off here, I'm gonna die. Like, he's literally like screaming for his life because of the fact that he's literally scared, because it's like, yo, we're in the dark and you see sparks. Like, you see sparks coming out of the car because you're too big. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous. Like, I smelled smoke. Like, I smelled like burning rubber and like burning steel and shit. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck do I smell? And he comes off the road like, yeah, that was kind of fun. I couldn't see where I was going. I'm like, you lit up the whole fucking place because you're too fucking big. The fucking sparks were flying everywhere. So that was the Nightmare. So after that, nobody else could go on the ride. Like, literally, the ride shut down after that because they needed to assess the damage. Like, he caused damage to a ride he barely fit on. That is so fucking embarrassing. Like, we literally had to almost run away from the ride because we were the last people to ride on the ride.
So that's the reason why my favorite ride at Great Escape during Fright Fest is closed down.
Yes.
Well, tell your dad I said thank you
for
fucking up my Great Escape.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're 173 pounds overweight. Now we go to the fucking Desperado Plunge, right? The Desperado Plunge. Now, you know the Desperado Plunge. Yep. You sit in a log that sits 2 people, right?
And then obviously, nervous, like, with the way the weight teeters. Yes,
exactly. Now, you're supposed to have 2 people of borderline equal weight into the logs, right? But you know he's not equal to anybody with weight. He just exceeds. Like, I think probably the fattest person online was at a level 6 in terms of fat. He's at level 13. Like, there's nobody close to him about how fat he is, okay? So we're already going to get that straight, all right? So he sits there, we get to the fucking ride, right? And he's just like, all right, son, you ready for this? I'm like, I'm not riding with you. I'm not. I refuse. I outright refuse to ride with him. I'm like, I'm not fucking, no. So this what happened. So my youngest brother gets into the fucking barrel first, right? He gets into the back because, you know, the biggest person is supposed to get in front. Again. He steps into the front of the fucking barrel and there's so much water that pours into the fucking thing. Like, it doesn't even go yet and it's sinking. Like, it's fucking sinking into the fucking water. And we're sitting here like, what the fuck? Like, yo, they're fucking drowning. It's like, yo. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, what the fuck is going on? So we're sitting there. me and my other brother, we're sitting there looking like, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy's fat. Like, it's like, Jesus, he doesn't fit anywhere. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, it's annoying. So it's just like, so the attendant.
So inconvenient, isn't it?
No, it really is. He is the most inconvenient fat person in my life. By far. The most. You want to know why that is? Because he's my dad. And that is, and honestly, it's just like, I asked Al to adopt me. And I asked Chris's dad, and I also asked Chris's dad to adopt me. Like, I almost cried when I asked him to adopt me because I did not want my dad to be my dad. Anyway, the attendant was pushing the log along because it was already so full of water it couldn't move. So the attendant had to push the log forward so it could be propelled by the water jets so it could sit there and go. And it was just like, he actually almost got fucking stuck on the ride. So that's the Desperado Plunge for you, right?
Okay.
The last one is the Canyon Blaster.
Oh boy.
This. What picture are you showing? I gotta see this. What picture are you showing?
The same one.
Oh my fucking god! Jesus Christ!
Oh my god!
The fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation. This motherfucker posted a picture. It's a meme that's on our Facebook.
I'm putting this on Facebook tonight. You guys check this shit out.
If you go to our Blue Collar Losers podcast page. It's going to be on the group page. He's going to post it. This meme is the most fucked up meme you will ever see in your life. But it's funny as fuck. Because it's funny as fuck. But onto the Canyon Blaster, right? Like, onto the Canyon Blaster.
We can't look at it.
The Canyon Blaster is the worst of the fucking worst. Like, it's literally the worst of the fucking worst.
Wait, do they still have all these rides? Or
Yes, the Canyon Blaster is still a ride at the Great Escape, right? Now, the Canyon Blaster, here's the thing about the Canyon Blaster. You know that it goes up really high in the air, then it twirls around, and it's about a 30-second ride, right? That's the Canyon Blaster for you. So we get online. Dad's all excited to get on the ride. We're thinking to ourselves, you know what? We're not going to get embarrassed here. It looks like there's plenty of room in the seats. There's nothing for us to worry about. We're good, right? Boy, were we fucking wrong. We get into the coaster. We get into our seats, right? Now, as we're sitting down, we're good. The bar clicked for us. We were good. It clicked like 3 times for us. So clearly we're good to fit on this ride because it's only supposed to click once, but it clicks 3 times for us to fit, right?
Oh boy.
So, the bar didn't click for Dad. Not one time. When I tell you, no, you gotta understand this level of embarrassment. You have to understand. First of all, there are people looking at us. There's people looking. Because there's 2 people that get online in each line. So there's 32 people looking at us right now. Exactly 32 people that is looking at us. Specifically at him. Because the bar would not go fully down. Like, it hit his stomach and it just went kaput. So the attendant came over. He was just like, oh no, we can't do this. It has to at least be able to click once. He's like, we got this. I don't know why he opens his mouth because he just does not know. He doesn't get it. That's part of the point. He doesn't fucking get it. So the attendant, when I tell you this man had a workout trying to get this bar to click, he was pushing the bar down like he was performing CPR. Like, he was pushing the bar down so hard on his stomach. And after a while, he's like, hold on. That kind of hurts. I can't do this. He kicked himself off the ride. As he hit, I have to pause for dramatic effect because this is the most embarrassing part. I'm laughing, but I'm crying on the inside because this literally is the most embarrassing part. He heads toward the exit. He gets out of the ride. He heads toward the exit. I'm looking to my left because I'm looking at how the people are reacting. Half of them are laughing. Now, I'm thinking to myself, I'm just like, holy fuck, don't laugh because I'm going to laugh. If you laugh, I'm laughing. I can't. Because if I laugh, I'm getting fucked up because I'm already in the bar. I'm in the bar, so I can't get out. I can't escape from this, so I'm going to get fucked up. He's going to beat the shit out of me, and I can't move, right? And I can't run away because, I'm literally fucking, like, barred in. He heads toward the exit. He doesn't even look back. He just continues to keep fucking walking. And he was just like, when he said, I'll see you guys later, he didn't even look back at us when he said it. I was good because, he couldn't really determine that us 3 boys were his sons. He couldn't nobody on that ride could determine that. But it was so fucking embarrassing. They probably could, because they probably saw the look on my face, which I was just, it was just complete fucking disgust. Like, it was just like, dude, how the fuck are you so goddamn big you can't fucking fit on rides? Like, you are literally barred from a certain part of an existence that people enjoy because you're so big. Like, it's just like, it's like, come on. It's like, it's certain rides I'm actually afraid for him, because it's like, okay, I'm not really afraid for him. I'm actually hoping he does fall off. But it's just like, it's like when you go on other roller coasters and it's like the bar clicks once and that's it. It's like for Chris, for me, even for Elliot, for fucking Susan, for
Elliot's
Jen.
a big dude too.
Yeah, and Elliot's a big dude, but Dad still has your trump, big guy. Dad still definitely has your trump there. He still has your trump. So it's just like,
that's a good thing.
Everybody that's sitting here, that's definitely a good thing, believe me. Everybody that's sitting here right now, the roller coaster will still, like, the bars that hold you in will still click at least 2 or 3 times. For him, it barely clicks once. So it's just like, when we're going up the ride, he looks so nervous because he looks like he's about to fall off as the ride is going, because he's too, like, you can tell he's there. Like, he's like, he just doesn't fit in anywhere. Like, everywhere he goes, he's just out of place. Like, when you're that big that you're out of place, that's a problem. Like, we need to attest to this situation. That's why he's the most inconvenient fat person in my life, because he's literally out of place no matter where we go.
Let's make that into a mug. The most seriously. Inconvenient fat person I know.
Seriously.
Give it to him.
Like, the Raging River, right? The Raging River at the Great Escape is literally what's known at the Great Escape. It's the premier ride at the Great. Yes, the premier ride at the Great Escape.
Susan
right?
Know this. You've been on the Raging River.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the Raging River. All right, this is the most embarrassing story I have, because. Okay, this is the most embarrassing one, because this one I didn't even laugh. I got really pissed off. Like, I was just mad.
Can you, like, sink you guys? No. He sunk himself. So what happens is, all right, so let's get on this ride, right? We're all thinking like, all right, we're going to get on this ride. It's a big ass raft. The raft is big as fuck. His weight should not make that much of a difference. Once again, I was fucking wrong. So we get onto this fucking ride, right? We get on this ride. And he's sitting down. Automatically, you can feel the weight shift. Like, I almost fell. Like, as I got on, because he sat down really hard as I got onto the raft. I almost went into the air. Like, he literally almost popped me off the fucking raft. So automatically, I'm scared as fuck. I'm like, I'm about to die in this fucking raft. This motherfucker really just gave me killed on this fucking raft. Like, I've had enough of this. Like, he's already making me angry. I've had enough of this shit. So, as we're going down the Raging River, right? He gets splashed by every fucking waterfall.
Fireball? Very good.
Like, every fucking waterfall.
I need a little fireball, actually.
He literally sits there and gets splashed, and then I don't even get wet. I don't even get wet. Like, I'm like, the point of the ride is for us to get wet, and he's the only person that gets wet. Like, we're steering the fucking raft, and I'm trying to get into the waterfall because I'm sunburnt. Like, I'm fucking burning. I want some water to, like, hit my skin.
He's angry.
And it was just like, he gets splashed by everything. He's like, oh, this is fun. I was like, yeah, it's fun for you. I'm fucking baking in the fucking sun. Like, I'm literally like a fucking cinnamon bun. The same shit that he accused me of stealing. Like, it was just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand. Like, this, it's like, how the fuck do you call me slow and clumsy? When you can't even fit anywhere in society. Nowhere in society you fit. You don't fit anywhere. You go to Casual Male XL and they're still struggling to find your size. What the fuck? Now, last but not least.
Huh?
Oh. Last but not least is the Comet ride. Guys, when I tell you I've never heard fear out of a fat man before until I went on the fucking Comet. When I went on the Comet, I heard fear. I heard fear out of a fat man. I don't know how this is possible, but it happened.
Fuck. God damn it.
It happened.
I can't drink right now.
Fear out of a fat man. It happened. All right.
Here's the reason why. Because you know on the Comet, right? That little orange thing that sits on your lap, because you pull it down. Everybody should know the fucking Comet. When you sit in the Comet, you push that little orange thing down.
It's a little rickety wooden roller coaster.
Yes.
My fat ass has never done that.
Yes. Now imagine how my dad felt on that shit.
I've never ridden on it.
Add 200 pounds to that, Jen.
Okay. So here's where it gets interesting. The orange thing didn't even go down. So the orange thing's supposed to click you in place, but it didn't even go down for him. So you know some fuck shit's about to happen. He didn't even get the seatbelt on. So it's just him sitting in the ride because he can't get the seatbelt around him. He can't put the orange thing down, but he's so snuggled in that little ass seat that
wine.
he doesn't need it. Right?
Keep drinking,
Yeah.
Junior.
He's literally just fucking wedged in there. Yeah, I need to take another drink.
He's not drunk enough for this.
All right.
Pass him
Fuck,
the
I'm
Fireball.
chugging this fucking wine. I'm almost done with the
I'm not
bottle
gonna
already.
lie. I haven't actually tried Fireball because Junior's been trying Fireball. I just took a swig of this shit and like
It's fucking delicious, isn't it?
most things you need a chaser and stuff too. Like Jack.
You don't need a chaser for Fireball.
This Fireball, this is why. Yeah, I can't drink.
Fuck,
this
I'm
shit.
almost done with the whole bottle of fucking
You
wine.
don't
Jesus
need a
Christ.
For the Dragonberry either.
So,
That shit.
Yeah, that's all.
I tried some Elliot's Dragonberry, and between this and Fireball, I gotta slow down.
all right.
I haven't ate all day too, so I'm like,
So the Comet is going,
Yeah, they are.
right? We're going. We're all strapped in. We're all ready to ride. We're all excited, right? So the ride is going. He's just like, all right, we're ready to go. I'm like, every time he talks, something
Something bad
stupid happens. Every single fucking time he talks. So we get up to the top and we're about to drop. Next thing you know, I hear something. He's like, oh, I gotta get myself in the seat. Hold on. Like, I was like, yo, he literally sounded like he was fearing for his life because he had he's the only person on the ride that had no restraints on because he's so big. He didn't need restraints.
Christ. I stopped breathing.
It's like I'm over here. It's like you could just hear him. He's going too fast. And then I'm just like, oh my fucking god! Like I look behind me as we're going in the drop, and you could just see the fear in his eyes as he's holding himself in his seat. Now he's a pretty strong guy, so you imagine how much force he's using to keep himself in that seat. Because it's one wrong bump, he's fucked. And it was just like, can you imagine a 400-pound guy hitting the fucking ground
We've
from
seen
that high
videos
up?
where, like, remember Jen last year? That one video, the state fair, the ride was up and down, and the guy flew out of the fucking
Yeah.
ride. Like,
Oh, yeah.
this shit happens. We've seen that video.
Yeah. So he was
this could happen. Like,
yo, this really could have happened. I was looking forward to it happening. I wanted it to happen. I wanted it to happen with such fucking fervor. I wanted it to happen. It was just
what a great son.
so as we're going on the ride, he's holding himself down. He's like screaming for help as he's holding himself down because there's no way. It was like the most joy that was ever in my life because it was just like at a moment's notice, the moment you let up, your fat ass is falling off this ride, you fat fuck. Like it was just like I was waiting for it. I was waiting, but he just held on. I was like, fuck, he bent the fucking bar. Like he held onto the shit so hard, he bent the bar. I was just like, my fucking god. Oh my god. Hold on, it's going too fast. Like, what the fuck do you think a roller coaster is gonna do? It's gonna go slow? Like, what the seriously? Like, I don't understand. When you go to the amusement park with this man, it's literally fucking amusement because he doesn't fit anywhere. The only place he can fit in is bumper cars and fucking teacups.
Huh?
He's the main attraction. Like honestly, he could
God.
be like the abominable snowman. Like, but he's black, so the abominable piece of charcoal.
Yeah.
It's just like
Because Junior, Junior is like mixed. There's brown and there's black.
there's black. He's fucking molasses. It's like fuck. It was just like Jesus Christ. Why did I only get the bad genes? Like it's just like when it comes to him, I got the bad genes. My hair is falling apart every fucking day because of my stress.
See, here's the thing, though. Are there good genes? That
No, he has no fucking good genes.
There's no sense.
He can't even fucking spell. He can't even spell. He asked me to spell the easiest fucking words in the
Oh my
dictionary.
God. Every time fucking Big sends me a text message, he spells cheese. He puts down CHEZZE. He's like, hey guys, cheese.
Cheese. With fucking Z's in it. Like, do you know that it's spelled with an S,
So
right?
there's no good jeans, and then it's just sneaker.
Yeah, seriously. Literally.
Sneaker.
No, it's just called sneaker.
It's like, all right. It's like, look at this. It's like, okay, Elliot has on Nikes. Okay, Elliot has on Nikes.
Wait,
all right?
these?
Those look like Nikes or Reeboks. One of the two.
I don't fucking know.
Right? Chris, I think he got on Tim's
I
from LL Bean.
LL Bean, yeah.
Yeah, he got
exactly,
Tim. The LL Bean is a legitimate symbol, right?
I got these from
legitimate.
Goodwill.
Look at these.
Yeah, you did.
Look at
Yeah.
these.
Okay,
Size
all right.
16.
I'm pretty sure Jen and fucking Susan are wearing Nikes too, right? You know what I'm saying? Or they,
Slippers.
you know what I'm saying?
Flip-flops.
But he cannot listen. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. How the fuck can you not fit into a fucking sneaker company? Like you cannot wear Reebok. You can't wear Adidas. You can't wear Nike. You can't wear anything.
Wear New Balance.
No, he can't even wear
Yeah,
dad
that's fine.
shoes. He can't even wear dad shoes. You know those shoes that's at the grill? You know they be talking the memes on Facebook where they'd be like, oh, this guy, Garrett, 57, can grill a mean burger. He can't even wear those fucking sneakers. The only sneaker he can wear is regular, is literally, the brand is sneaker. Like
medical.
and you got the audacity to go. He might as well wear medical sneakers at this point. His fucking feet are so fucking swollen and ashy. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, he got medical feet. Not even like the medical shoes. Like, oh my fucking God, he makes me angry. All right.
You wonder why he hates fat people for it?
You want, it's not that I hate.
Wonder. It's just hilarious.
Okay, it's not the fact that I hate fat people.
Inconvenient.
I hate inconvenient fat people.
Take another drink.
And he is the most inconvenient fat person in my life.
Every time Junior says inconvenient fat people, he takes a swig.
Drink.
He's gonna be so fucked up by the end of the
I
night.
don't know. I think my bottle's already gone.
All right. So, oh man. All right. So that's the dad story that was here for
Can you tell a
tonight.
story real quick since I'm drunk and I'm here? Like, I've heard about the story. I wasn't here about the bear because I love
my
hearing
fucking
the
God.
bear story.
Okay, the bear story. This is a story
I've heard it.
that angered me. Okay.
Here we go.
Most stories made me laugh. Most stories embarrassed me, but this legitimately stemmed my anger for him. Okay? No, like seriously, like this brought my hatred for him to a new level. So I'm sitting in my room.
Going forward for this one.
Right? I'm sitting in my room.
It's true.
Next thing you know, I'm sitting in my room. I'm being peaceful. I'm playing my PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is peaceful. You know, I'm to myself. I have the weekend off of school. I'm not bothering no fucking body. I'm just enjoying my time and my peace to myself. Right? Next thing you know, I hear my name get called. Sure. He doesn't actually say my name. He doesn't actually say my name. Like, he says, he says Jer. Like, he just says Jer, J-E-R. Like, that's definitely not my fucking family name. Like, that's just not my name. So you already fucked up right there. So it's just like, I ignore him at first. I don't even want to deal with it. I'm just like, you know what? He's dead to me at this point. He's dead to me at this point. I want him to be dead. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone right now.
I've heard it too.
Right?
He can't say Junior.
He can't.
Jur.
He literally just says Jer. Like, it's just like, what the how? Listen, this stems from being so fucking big, you can't even say my 2-syllable name. It's just like, what the fuck? All right, so I'm getting angry. I gotta drink again.
As he drinks his
That
drink.
hurts in my back. How
All
is that possible?
Okay. All right. So
He's getting angry as he drinks.
I'm sitting in my room and I'm playing the game and I'm ignoring him. I don't give a fuck. I'm ignoring him. And the next thing I hear it a little bit louder. And I'm like, fuck, I might as well get the fuck up. I'm just angry. Like, I'm just like, fine, like, I'm ready to choke him at this point. I can't choke him because his neck is too fucking thick. I can't even wrap my fucking hands around him to choke him. Like, it's like, the fuck? Got a fucking turtleneck, literally. So it's just like, so I go in the fucking living room. And he's just like, Drew, hear me the bear. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what did you call me for? He's like, hear me the bear. And I'm like, the what? What the fuck are you talking about?
What?
He wanted the Bayer, like the actual medicine Bayer, but he couldn't say it. Like, he just couldn't say it. I'm literally just over here, and I'm just like, I'm so angry and confused. Like, what the fuck do you want? Why do you keep? What are you asking me? Like, he's like, go get him to go get bear. So I go over and I hand him the bear because at that point I understood him because he yelled at me. But it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to understand you when you're talking in your fat fucking whispers? It's like, what the fuck am I supposed? I can't understand you. He's like, I'm having a fucking heart attack with a bear. You don't want me to call 911? So you want the fucking bottle of fucking bear, but you don't want me to call 911 when you're having a fucking heart attack, right?
My stomach hurts.
So.
Holy Christ!
Oh my fucking God!
Was it really a heart attack or was
It wasn't a okay. I'm getting to that. I just needed to pause.
Let him get to that.
I needed to pause because this part is what made me fucking angry. Okay, this is the part that I looked at him like I wanted to kill him. Like I legitimately wanted to kill him. Okay. So after I hand him the bear, I go back in my room. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck what happens to you. Like, you just pissed me the fuck off. So at that point, right, after a while, everything dies down. His excitement, I guess, dies down. He fucking comes back into my room. And he says, oh, it wasn't a heart attack. I just had a little gas.
What?
So you called my name. You asked me to hand you a bottle of fucking bear because you have fucking gas.
Just about Jen's making it worse.
I was so, like, literally, I just looked at him like, I wish he died. Like, right in front of me.
This is why I miss Al for a second, because every time Drew tells a story, Al makes it 10 times worse.
So,
it does say bear, does say it, though.
he doesn't say bear. He says brr. He says jur. Like, first of all, he says jur, and then he says brr. Like, so it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to understand this shit? This isn't Gucci Mane rapping a fucking song. This is you wanting some fucking medicine for...
That is how I'm going to start pronouncing your name from now on.
Jesus fucking
How many
Christ.
times have I texted him? He'll be working. I type J-U-R.
Yeah, no, no. He types J-E-R. He pisses me off. Like, he really pisses me off with that. And literally, I'm just like, what's up? Like, you know, I know why he's texting me that, because that's how my dad calls me my name. Like, he doesn't call my name any other way.
I've never heard his father call him Junior.
Like, no, because Junior takes too much of his fucking breath. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's like, holy fuck.
To his credit, if you look at the bottle of Bayer, it does say, if you're having a heart attack, you take Bayer. So it does make
Okay,
sense.
so like that, you can understand if he actually thought he was having a heart attack, even though it just ended up being gas.
You don't understand. I was at peace. I didn't want anybody to fuck with me. I just wanted to be left alone. All I wanted was one day
I gotta get the tears.
where I didn't have to deal with bullshit. I didn't have to deal with a fat fuck bothering me. It's like one day of my life, I just didn't want a fat fuck bothering
This would be
me.
such an emotional episode.
I'm 31 years old and I gotta deal with the fattest fucking people in my life. I was like, what the fuck? I hate inconvenient fat people.
That's why the point of the podcast is saying, Jen, every time
Fuck!
we have an embarrassing dad story, we can't match this shit.
No, it's just like, what is shit? No. You can't match it because there's nobody that fucking large.
Well, here's the
It's
thing,
like,
though, Junior. Has your dad ever confused
Oh,
you and your
Christ.
brothers?
no, never. He blames me for everything. And literally everything. He's like, I would have been in the NFL if it wasn't for you. Literally, some of the things he blames me for is out fucking rageous.
He's like,
I mean,
I used to be in
you
shape
have
before I
your
had
embarrassing
kids.
dad stories. I have my embarrassing dad
Oh,
stories.
no.
Hey,
Nothing is as embarrassing as this.
Share
You ready
them
for
here.
this?
Fuck it. Why not?
No.
Here's the thing, though.
Let
Now,
Susan
my
go.
father has 5 children.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, yeah, I'm the youngest of them.
Fucking horror.
Shut up!
Not you, him.
Only 5?
He's got 5 kids.
It was only 5.
Look, I have one because I can't find more women,
Yeah,
women
but
to
here's
fuck
the
me.
thing,
Okay?
though. Dad's first 3 were with one woman. His last 2 were with another woman.
So you-
Even
So he's really, he was
So-
really
so-
getting busy.
wait,
then.
so-
Exactly, and he's not good looking. So that's an issue.
So wait, so was your dad married to your mom?
No, he was married to his first wife.
You
So
bastard.
Do you bastard?
Yeah, I'm Robert and I are bastards. Here we go. Proud of it.
He's a
Anyhow,
bastard.
so I think I was like 10. I was getting ready to leave the school. My dad was coming to pick us up. My mom was in the car. He went to go get me. Not realizing that I was already at the car. I hear over the sound system at the school, will Christina Cunningham please come meet her father at the front desk?
Damn.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, who the fuck's Christina Cunningham? My mom's like, just go to the front desk. I'm like, but I'm not Christina Cunningham. And she's like, no, that's your father. Go to the front desk.
Damn.
And I'm like,
Father's Christina Cunningham?
You got her fucking name wrong.
what? And she's like, I know he called you by your sister's name. Go to the fucking front desk right now. So I walk back into the school, literally, without even thinking. He looks and he's like, Christina. And I'm like, Susan. And he's like, wherever the fuck your name is, let's go.
Jesus.
Why can't I have embarrassing moments? I have hate moments. I have literal hate
Hold on.
moments.
But your dad got your name wrong, though? That can't compare to his father getting stuck on a ride.
True.
I wish I was a bastard.
Look,
I wish I was a fatherless child. Okay, I wish I did not have a father.
I mean,
you wouldn't have so many stories.
Though, too, when we were kids and we realized our father had dentures when I was 6 years old.
Big deal.
Okay, my father knocked off systems off of a fucking table and used it as a weapon because he can't control his momentum. Like the environment is his weapon because he can't control his momentum.
Hey, do you remember when your dad was playing basketball with you guys?
Oh my fucking god! You just want me to keep going with these stories
Keep
because
drinking.
oh fucking A, man! All right,
I don't have any embarrassing dad stories except for when I was.
We really don't though. It's
When I was in high school, though, unfortunately, this kid that I was friends with, he drowned. So I was gonna go to the wake
Jesus,
and everything. So Dad and Aunt Donna came with me. Dad always dressed to the nines for funerals, whatever. My dad, he was a good-looking man, and he definitely had swag.
I wish he passed his genetics down to me. So
I'm in high school. And, my dad's dressed in nines. I have my aunt right there with me. I'm sad. I was friends with the kid that passed. So anyway, as soon as we went up to the casket, we paid our respect. I could not leave my dad alone. There was a lot of, he was a high school kid that drowned. So the whole three different counties of people came in for this kid's funeral.
Were you friends with him?
Couldn't leave Dad alone for 5 minutes. He's hitting on the high school girls. He's like, hey, how you going? Are you craving?
Yeah.
Do you need a tissue? That was the only embarrassing dad story I have.
Dad was a coxman
my dad
again.
alone for 5 minutes. He's sitting on every woman in the place. I'm like, oh my word.
That's what Mom said. Mom's like, your father was such a fucking player. I'm like, why did I get these damn genetics? Like, I know Christian is gonna be fucking 10 girls a month.
Well,
don't you dare talk about what genetics you got from your father.
Chris.
Because the genetics I got from my father are not fucking good.
I'm pretty sure it skips a generation.
I'm telling you.
Swag.
It
It didn't skip one with me. It didn't skip one with me.
One time we were at a bar and Dad was like, we're making jokes about gray hair because I'm getting one gray hair, and I was like, Dad, get gray hairs in your temple. And Dad's like, well, boys, isn't it great that our family, we all have big dicks? He starts laughing. I'm like, yeah, big dicks. It's
No.
apparently that skipped a generation.
I got all dad traits. I got the big dick. I got the
big
swag. I got the.
But then of course I see my son. One time one of Christina's friends are changing his diaper. Like, oh yeah, your infant's got a really big penis, and I'm like, that's creepy, but also like, why does my kid got a bigger? Why does my 6 month old son got a bigger dick than me? Like,
Wait, whoa. See, now at this point we gotta bring up
shout out to my brother if you're single, just so you know.
Oh yeah, ladies, trust me.
He's packing.
I believe in foreplay.
He's packing some disappointment.
Listen too. Last time I had sex was with the fucking lesbian. She's like, you know what? After sex with you, Chris, I'm going back to girls.
That's not what I heard the last time.
Holy fuck.
Lesbian.
You should have showed her what that mouth did.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah. Read her poetry.
She showed him what that mouth did.
Yeah.
With your little frilly shirt.
Oh
and all
my
that.
fucking god.
Christ.
See, this makes me laugh because my brother said something funny. He's like, "Why don't I do certain voices during the podcast?" Like, I get so drunk, I honestly forget. Who wants to hear Herbert the
Pervert from
pervert?
Family Guy.
Like, literally, chime into some of this stuff. Like, hey. He's gonna hear some embarrassing stories. What do you have to say? I'm gonna slap you in the penis.
Just do what you're good at. So
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm good at mimicking things. I'm just not that funny on my
Christ.
own.
Listen, you may be good at mimicking things, but I have personal trauma. This is trauma. Like, I'm suffering.
Like, we've said this too. Elliot, Susan, Jen, Junior, we've all watched Christopher Titus. Christopher Titus made a whole stand-up routine. He made 3 seasons out of a TV show. I listened to Christopher Titus. He would say that he turned his trauma into comedy. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is just a stupid podcast, but Junior's life could be a fucking sitcom because Junior's watched Titus's fucking dad. His dad is just not as...
Let's get him an ice cream truck.
Oh, God.
What he needs.
Yeah, your dad needs an ice cream truck.
What he needs is just to cease at this point. Okay.
No.
I'm over it.
Such a dick.
I am over it.
Even Junior's mom said one time I was over there, Junior's mom was like, if your dad died, you wouldn't know what to do with yourself because who else would you make fun of?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, I have funny stories over my terrible choices. Like, I think the most disturbing yet funny story I can look at is when I actually ate a chunk of weed. This was at least a decade ago. I don't know why it looked so good. It was shiny and all that.
No.
I just threw a whole... Don't do drugs, kid. I'm 35 years old. 10 years ago. So, my friend started talking to me about something called Techno Ants.
I was like, titties.
Yeah. So, apparently, there's this thing called Techno Ants, where little ants that constantly change colors and give off music happen if you get really trashed. So,
Christ.
I ate weed. I got into the...
Shrooms or
What, so you basically...
No, it was just weed. But
So you was just eating grass, like... So you basically was eating grass.
Joe Rogan had said this
Yeah.
on many podcasts. Joe was like, when you're... It's like people always bust Joe Rogan's balls, but Joe's like, when you eat weed, it's very close to a psychedelic mushroom experience. It really is. If you eat a ton of fucking mushrooms...
Serious? I love shrooms. I haven't
No.
been fucking eating weed. I got weed in my house.
If you eat a ton of edibles, I've been there where it's just like, I told Susan, I was laughing. I'm upstairs in the fucking attic too, and the dog was talking to me.
Jamie said
No.
she had the answers to the freaking
Christ.
universe when
No.
she ate the edibles a couple weeks ago. I was like, what
Some
the fuck?
edibles are fucking potent. They really are.
I've got 2 stories now. The first one, I ate this shit. Let me tell you, 5 minutes later, I sit down. I'm like, you know what? Whoever sold you this weed needs to be shot because it was poor. That should be illegal. He's like, stand up and say that, bitch. I stood up.
I've been there too.
Instantly sat back down slowly. The
Yeah.
walls started breathing
Yo,
in and out,
it's-
fetal position.
Not to cut you off.
Elephants.
Isn't that amazing where it's like, you'll be fucking drunk or high, when you're sitting down talking, it's one effect. The second you
First
fucking
step
stand up, that shit hits you like a
Oh.
fucking, like a freight train. Like, I've been there where it's like, I'll take some, I've taken some edibles in the past, I'm like, I'm not feeling this shit. The second you stand up, you that shit hits you like, wow.
Yeah, I saw tap dancing elephants and rhinos and shit, and people are like, "Ha, that's bullshit." I'm like, no, my eyes were so huge. The second time I was in Texas, and let me tell you, I will probably never go back to Texas because I got called so many horrible names by people who didn't know me. Like, people are questioning whether they should ship me down to the Mexican border. And I just laughed at it because people are dumb. But me and some stoner had like this whole 3-hour conversation about the meaning of life. Like, we answer questions that had no answers. I sobered up. I can't tell you what the hell we had.
The meaning of life is 42, by the way.
The meaning of life was something. I just can't remember that conversation.
So you want me to tell the story about? You
Yeah.
want me to tell the story about what happened with my dad in basketball, or do you
Well,
want to?
This even says too, I'm looking at to healthline.com, it says raw marijuana, though. It says you can eat raw weed, it won't have the same effect as consuming marijuana-based products, as marijuana has to go through a process known as decarbonization to become activated.
Decarbonization.
But well, it does too, but it's like eating raw weed will not result in the same effects as consuming weed that has been heated as in edible products like candles, tinctures, and baked goods. But no, to get the true effect of marijuana, you do have to heat it, and so that's why when you bake it and stuff, you do get the different side effect from baking and stuff.
So don't eat it raw, because I also ended up naked running through a field one time.
No, but no, Joe said that 1 billion times, where it's like DMT and marijuana. When you eat marijuana, your liver and your body has to produce different hormones and different side effects than if you smoke marijuana. So it does give you a very psychedelic experience when you are eating it. So.
Yes, it does.
Shrooms do too. I'll just eat those.
I've heard terrible stories, and my mind is such a dark place. I'm pretty sure I would die from doing shrooms.
I've never met somebody that's had a bad trip on shrooms. That's why I enjoy them so much.
I love
There's a
eating
lot of
shrooms.
I think she's
acid,
trying to tell
I
me.
myself
I think
have
she's
had a
trying to
bad
tell
trip
me
on acid,
something.
but shrooms, it's just giggly, happy times.
I know someone who did acid, and I hope he never listens to this because he will find me and beat my ass until I can't walk. He's like, yeah, I took acid once. I've never come down. I looked at him like, my God, and you're the most interesting person I've met. He does not like anybody knowing his name or that he exists.
Yeah.
He's that kind of dude. But he is one of the coolest motherfuckers you will ever meet. Just don't cross his path or he will beat the ever-living shit out of you. I've seen it happen. He doesn't exist.
So, this right here, because it means I know Joe Rogan said this a billion times, but I'm looking at potguide.com. It says psychedelics versus cannabis. It says psychedelics act very differently in the brain than cannabis. Psychedelics like dimethyltryptamine, DMT, or acid, and mushrooms are typtamines, which activate neurotransmitters that produce serotonin. That's contributions to feeling of happiness and well-being. Dopamine is a separate neurotransmitter that interacts with the brain's reward and pleasure systems.
I remember one time when I ate shrooms, it took me 45 minutes to walk from Quail to Ontario. Like, it was just one block, and it took me 45 minutes. But it felt like I was walking so fast. But it took
The
me
last time I
40
did shrooms was about a year ago, but I just, knock on wood, met a friend through a friend, so he's going to get me some like the next week. So
This says that cannabis interacts with the body's own endocannabinoid system, which helps regulate the body's system of homeostasis, which is your body's way to keep your internal environment stable and in the Goldilocks zone, where everything is just right. The health benefits of cannabis are well known, but cannabis also produces side effects, like feelings of panic and anxiety, which can happen. But no, if you eat marijuana, it's because your body, your liver and your body has to produce a different kind of chemical than when you smoke it. And Joe Rogan talked about that just in a billion different podcasts and shit. So
yeah, but I still feel like that didn't you just say that the shroom effect is it's just a whole different reaction rather than
it's
eating
amazing.
weed, I guess.
It's fucking amazing.
So
Absolutely incredible. You're in your own world.
do you want me to do it? Because I feel like your dad's stories, they are at some point going to run out. I mean, it's funny as they are, but like, I can do a news story real quick, but I'll wait till Elliot and Jennifer get back. So I've had 2 glasses of Fireball, and I've had Puerto Rican rum, and holy shit. So
We'll do a quick shout out.
yeah,
So my friend,
I honestly right now too with our podcast, I want more shout outs. I like the fact that whether you said you have 1 friend or 5 friends, I'm happy that people
I have a few actually, but
fact that, hey, listen-
I'll actually get to one right now.
the fact that anybody likes, like, besides our inner group and shit too, likes this shit, I'm happy as fuck. That if I can make 1 person laugh, I'm happy.
Yep.
You know.
So this guy, he wants me to, my friend Brian at work, he wants me to shout out to you.
Okay.
You want me to talk about the differences between the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series
Tell him
X.
this is episode 14.
Yep.
That he will be shouted out in.
So, with this, he wants me to talk about the differences between the 2 systems, which one I prefer, and that's pretty much about it. You can actually start pre-ordering the system next month for people who did not know, because I work at a place where where I have this information. So you can start pre-ordering the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X next month. PlayStation 5 recently had a reveal. And the PlayStation 5 is hit or miss with a lot of people. A lot of people posted memes on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, it was like with Cell. Like, and one person put a picture of Cell and put the PlayStation 5 on top of his head. It actually surprisingly does look a lot like Cell's head, which is funny as shit. But the specs on the systems are pretty much like on a computer that's on par with technology that was like about 5 years ago. If you build your own computer now, obviously it has better specs than the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. But as what they stand right now in terms of graphics and what they support, and if they're catered to 4K and above TVs, especially 8K, or OLEDs or nanocell TVs, they're catered to these TVs and stuff like that when it comes to like the whole graphics and stuff like that. But
They're comparable to PC graphics that from PCs that were at their top 4 and 5 years ago. So that is when you compare like certain compare like how they're built and stuff like that. Prices are crazy. Prices are significantly higher than when the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One actually came out. Yeah. Prices are significantly higher.
Which is going to happen, guys.
Yeah, it's going to happen regardless, but I mean, you can actually pre-order. There's a bundle for the Miles Morales game that they were talking about. Yeah, it's a bundle. It comes with that game for free, and it actually comes with a theme on the system itself. Which one do I prefer? I actually prefer the Xbox Series X, and the reason for that is because every single game is playable from the Xbox One up until Xbox Series X. Yeah. It is a full backwards compatibility, a full library of backwards compatibility games. The PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible to PlayStation 4, but with the PlayStation Now expanding their library, so you actually have access to more classic games within it. But it's not that much. It's only like maybe like 10 or 15% more games. It's not really honestly that much.
Yeah.
But the first system, my priority system, is the Xbox Series X. I mean, it has slightly more memory. It's not that much more, but it's slightly more. They have the expandable memory on it kind of pisses me off, because you can buy a 2 terabyte drive for the Xbox One, but you can't buy a 2 terabyte drive for the Xbox Series X. That kind of pisses me off. Like, what? You can only expand it by another terabyte.
Yeah.
So, my choice is Xbox Series X to start. I'm gonna have both systems because I play both systems on a regular basis, between Final Fantasy 14 on PlayStation 4 and between I obviously played The Division with a couple of the friends that I have here on Xbox. So
I've always said too the past few years that any single person that asks about specs and stuff in consoles, like, look guys, this comes down to this: whether it's Xbox or Nintendo or PlayStation. Technically speaking, Nintendo is the weakest. And has been for the past two generations. Mm-hmm. The Wii U, and now the fucking Switch. They're always the fucking weakest. They wind up selling the most copies. Everyone's like, how the fuck is the weakest spec selling the most copies? Because it's all about the games and about accessibility. I don't give a fuck if your damn console, PlayStation 5, the next Xbox game, Xbox console, next Nintendo game, it can run at fucking 20K graphics or some shit. It doesn't matter how powerful your shit is. What it comes down to is what kind of games does it fucking run. Yeah. Now, right now, I'm lucky enough where I have Xbox One X. I have also PS4 Pro. I played the Xbox One X a lot fucking better, more than I played the PS4 Pro. The PS4 Pro has some great, fantastic single-player experiences. But overall, I still feel like the accessibility goes to Xbox One. But whenever people ask you, like, which one's the best console, specs don't mean fucking dick. You can have the most powerful computer you can have a $20,000 computer. Nope. If you have 2 games worth playing, why are you going to spend $10,000 on a computer that can play 2 games? It makes no fucking sense. True. So it's like you pick the console that has the games. And again, guys, every single console has games that affect you. Susan and Jennifer may not be big gamers. They may like more Nintendo stuff too. Me and Junior could be more of like hardcore gamers. We could be Xbox. Ellie could be PlayStation. There's no perfect fucking system.
No, don't throw me in with that crowd. I'm Xbox all the way.
I'm just saying the fucking point is there could be 5 games that you like that I don't fucking like. Find out which system has the games that appeal to you. These specs mean fucking dick. They really fucking do. Yeah, and find the system that has the best Rock Band.
I do too. When I'm drunk, I like playing the drummer.
Well, the point is too, Jen and Susan, you're not as much of gamers as obviously the 3 of us are. But the point is, it doesn't matter what kind of graphics you can do. If this system has, I have 8K graphics, but all your games are shitty. It doesn't matter. It's just like, find whatever's fucking fun. This is why Nintendo is selling so fucking good. The Nintendo Wii was graphically shitty as hell, but everybody from your 5-year-old to your 75-year-old grandma could play Nintendo Wii.
Every single game besides like maybe every single game besides
got your ass off the couch.
Yeah,
it really did.
Every single game besides like the 3 of them that's in their library was highly rated.
Before that, I think was a GameCube.
So it comes to Junior's friends. What matters too is it's like, guys, seriously, don't don't give a shit. Don't look at specs. Find out what kind of games library is coming out. If the games library is fucking shit, you're spending $600 on a system that can play 1 or 2 games. Why blow $600 on a fucking system that has 2 awesome games when the competition has 20 awesome games? Doesn't make sense.
I would also wait at least a year before buying them because these systems, both Xbox and PlayStation, are going to literally be dying within 3 months like previously. I will not be purchasing one for at least 2 years afterwards because this problem's been happening for Xbox One X, Xbox PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. No, I still play PlayStation 1 classic games on my PS3. Why? I don't have to pay for a subscription. I had to do that little drum set, and I'm gonna slap you in the penis.
So shout out to you, Brighton, for your. Well, I just hope that answers your question between the 3 of us, hardcore gamers here. But like I said, my personal choice is Xbox Series X to start off with if I'm going to get a system. But I am gonna eventually get both because I play both. So, that's one shout out that I have. I have a few shout outs actually today. But
you know what? Then to kind of break stuff up, I can do one news story. Then you can do a shout out to kind of break it up. The way to break the monotony.
Oh,
so
you go right ahead.
So tell us to Susan and Jen and Elliot as well. Is that this has been a fucking, for at least I've been weird enough where it's like Twitter's been a fucking really weird week in terms of news stories. So I'm just gonna spat out random news stories I found because a lot of them. So I don't know if Jen or Susan. Obviously, you guys you probably don't watch a lot of football, but Drew Brees is a quarterback in the NFL.
Represent that. I know exactly who Drew Brees is.
Yeah.
Thank you very
So of
much.
course, too, Drew Brees, here's the Twitter fucking mob, which will be when we all start on Twitter. Off the fucking bat, I've watched different videos on YouTube. I've watched different people. If you have an opinion in Twitter, never apologize. The biggest mistake you can fucking make is apologizing. If you have a fucking opinion, stick with your opinion. Because these scumbags who are against you, what they want to see is you apologizing. And even when you do apologize, you can't win the argument. So it's just showing a massive sign of weakness. So
say what you understand that the spoken word you can't take back.
Yeah.
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Exactly, and double down on it too. Drew Brees is a quarterback in the NFL. He's been for the New Orleans Saints. He's been a quarterback in the NFL for almost 20 fucking years. This guy has done shitloads of charity. He's done shitloads of just great things for his community. He's been
fucking phenomenal at football.
He's been all around fucking good guy.
The smartest quarterback in football.
A lot of people love Drew Brees. This is the problem with this whole cancer culture bullshit. Drew Brees had an opinion. Again, an opinion. Didn't say nothing offensive, nothing fucking bad. Now, we all knew a couple years ago the whole thing with Colin Kaepernick and the fucking kneeling down. Drew Brees flat out said that, hey, listen, I'm still not a fan of, I don't support that. When you kneel down, you are disrespecting the American flag. That's all fucking Drew Brees said. Drew Brees said that I'm not a supporter of kneeling down during the fucking national anthem. Of course, Twitter, being what it is, tore him the fuck apart. Mm-hmm. Because right now, we're in the fucking political times where it's like, heaven forbid, you had an opinion. So, I watched this guy, Jeremy, on Geeks and Gamers on YouTube. I like what he fucking said. I just watched Dave Chappelle's special a couple days ago, which we'll talk about. At one point, Dave Chappelle mentioned LeBron James. LeBron James is obviously a high fucking profile name. He's a pretty big fucking celebrity.
He's an icon in the basketball world. He's an icon in his own neighborhood.
Yep.
Wasn't that long ago. Remember South Park, and Elliot watched South Park. We all watched South Park. South Park made the fucking joke about how the NBA was scared to criticize China with all the bullshit going on. LeBron James is part of the fucking NBA. So LeBron James, as like a lot of people, has no fucking, he won't touch China whatsoever or criticize fucking China. But he wants to, on Twitter, rip Drew Brees a total fucking new asshole because Drew Brees had a fucking opinion. So, as time went fucking by, Drew Brees himself, plus his fucking wife, had to issue, the term is bending the knee. Susan knows this from Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. He bended the fucking knee. He had to make apologies. All Drew Brees said was nothing controversial, nothing fucking bad. He just said that I don't agree with kneeling down during national anthem. I feel like this is a massive disrespect to the American flag. So of course LeBron James has 20 million fucking Twitter followers and stuff too.
But I remember when some of these same followers burnt his jersey in front of his parents' house. Literally made a pile of his jerseys in front of his parents' house, set them on fire, and was boycotting for them to get out of that neighborhood. So what changed?
This was his Twitter. This is again on Twitter. This is what Drew Brees said. He says that I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country. That's literally all he fucking said. And to Drew Brees, to his opinion, and again, this is an opinion that's on both sides. Some people feel like kneeling fucking down is your constitutional fucking right and is you respecting your country. Some people like fucking Drew Brees feel like that when you kneel down, you are disrespecting the flag. All it is a fucking opinion. That's it. He didn't say nothing controversial. He didn't say any kind of like offensive terminology. No trigger words. He just said that I don't feel like when you kneel down during the national anthem, you are disrespecting our flag. He felt that way. So of course, here comes fucking LeBron James with his all fucking Twitter followers. So LeBron James says, "Wow, man, it is still surprising at this point. Sure isn't. You literally still don't understand why Cap was kneeling on one knee, question mark. It has absolutely nothing to do with this disrespect of the American flag and our soldiers, men and women, who keep our land free. My father-in-law was one of those people." So, eventually turns down to Drew Brees fucking making an apology. This is the fucking problem, which none of us, there's 5 people in this fucking room. Big Al will be number fucking 6. When we create our fucking Twitter page, I'm asking all 5 of us and 6 Big Al, never fucking apologize. If you guys have an opinion, state your goddamn opinion. Don't fucking apologize.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
This is a prime example, and I just went on a Facebook rant the other day, of people trying to tell other people their definitions of shit and how they feel about shit. Like, he by what LeBron said, he was explaining to Drew Brees, he was trying to tell Drew Brees, like, what it meant. That's all it was, is that Drew Brees was like, no, this is what I don't agree with. It's just like, like, I'll post some stuff, and then people who don't know me that well, more acquaintances than friends on Facebook, and they're literally trying to tell me what I understand and what I don't, without even knowing me. Not knowing my experiences, my contributions, like, whatever. Like, I'm so sick of people, like, everything is so, literally, I'm not talking about race, black and white now. It's everything, it's like, you love somebody or you hate somebody. That's it. And then everybody's just trying to be just so one side or the other. Republic, Democrat, this, that, like Hillary, like Trump, like what. Everything is just has to be so cut and dry, and that's what's fucking a lot of shit up. Like, Drew Brees could say that, but then LeBron's like, oh, well, you don't even know what you're talking about because it's not about that. Like, Drew Brees doesn't care. He just says, I don't like that people do that. And I personally, I don't either. I don't agree that we stop doing the Pledge of Allegiance in elementary schools here. We are the land of the free, but if you kneel down or you burn the American flag in another country, y'all go ahead and use your imaginations on what the fuck would happen to you.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. With that mindset, I definitely agree with that mindset 100%. I'm gonna come to the defense of Brees with this as well. When I'm gonna say that it's not even the fact that Drew Brees had an opinion. It's not even the fact that he said what he said. It's just the fact that Drew Brees is probably one of the most patriotic people in this country. So to attack him means that to attack him in such a way that LeBron James did. I mean, LeBron James could very well possibly. The question that he asked was, "Do you not know why Cap was kneeling?"
Right.
So, and at that point, it's like, okay, is Drew Brees ignorant of the situation that's happening in America? Because there are a lot of people that separate themselves from it. Like, for example, my store manager at my job. He even said it. He was like, honestly, because of the fact that it really doesn't have much to do with me, because it doesn't affect my situation, I separate myself from it. Right. So he's ignorant to a lot of situations outside of that. Now, to be ignorant isn't always a bad thing, because if you're ignorant of a situation, it's because you truly don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not necessarily that you're malicious, like, whatever.
Exactly. So, but it's like what Chris says about the whole Lich Bomb mentality and stuff like that, how people are going to attack Drew Brees because of the fact that he said what he said, but people don't understand the context of what he said. They just go off of what he said.
Right.
Honestly, with me, that's why I said when we make this Twitter page with our podcast, I'm excited for it because at the end of the day, the only thing you can only really respond people with if they have anything negative or stupid to say is that obviously you didn't listen to the whole thing. You have selective response, you have selective reasoning, and there's no point in having a conversation or a debate with you about it. Right. There's no, and that's what it is with a lot of people on Twitter. And that's exactly what I was explaining to Chris the other day because he was nervous about making Twitter because there are some things that he's kind of sensitive about on social media. And it's like I said before, with Drew Brees is my favorite player of all time in the NFL. He is the reason I started watching the NFL. And he's a great person. He's a wonderful teammate and stuff like that. But again, he was just ignorant of the circumstances that was happening around it. And it's not ignorant in a bad way where you got people that act ignorant out here on the streets. He's ignorant in a way where he separated himself from it because he's not a part of it. And it's just that he doesn't have the knowledge of what's really going on in the community like other people do. And that's where that statement came from. And that's how I feel with that. And I come to the defense of LeBron James as well, because it's not that LeBron James really attacked him per se, but he asked the question, like, do you truly know why he's doing what he's doing? So it's just like he's pretty much asking him, are you aware and are you knowledgeable about the situation that's happening? It's not so much that he attacked him, he's making him aware. And it's just like, there are other people that's on Twitter, the other people that attack him, that say all the raunchy stuff that they say, is because of the fact that they attack the statement, they don't attack the reasoning and the education behind it.
Yeah.
Well, here's my opinion on that, though.
So real quick, I just typed in Drew Brees' charity. It says Drew Brees is the founder of the Dream Foundation, a charity that partnered with Operation Kids after Hurricane Katrina hit the Gulf Coast. This is saying that Drew Brees has spent over $33 million globally to charitable causes. So he is one of the top players for charity and helping out people. So it's like he's been all around before this shit too. A well-known, very awesome human being. So,
what are you saying, Susan?
My thing is he could know, he could not know exactly what's going on. But don't come at him because he has an opinion.
Yeah.
And this has been the fucking problem with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, too. There's some people on the left who will say, listen, Colin Kaepernick is fucking right. He's kneeling down. His cause is fucking just. And I get that. I do. I really fucking do that. I have friends in the military. Me and Junior have friends who play World of Warcraft in the military. Our friend Ryan said that we go over there, we sacrifice our fucking lives for you to have the right to kneel down. I get that aspect. Also, this is why I said, too, you have to look at an argument on both sides of the equation. On the right side of the equation, you have people saying that when you sit there during the national anthem and you fucking kneel down, you are disrespecting everybody who, unlike you, because you're a fucking football player, you're a basketball player, LeBron, you haven't sacrificed shit. You know, these people who went to Afghanistan, who fucking got their legs blown off, they've sacrificed fucking shit. They feel like you are doing a massive disrespect to what they sacrificed for you to be able to sit there and dribble basketball and make 40, 50, 60 fucking $1 million a year.
Well, that's one of the things is, like, part of the reason, this is just my perspective of it, part of the reason they want you to stand for the national anthem is because you're standing. There's someone out there who's not able to stand, so you're standing in their place.
But again, it's just a difference of opinion. That's all it is, too. So said Drew Brees, he just had one opinion, it is. But now with this whole Twitter cancel culture, because he disagrees with LeBron James, he comes to now he has to issue a fucking public apology. And even Drew Brees' wife had to issue a public apology. So
that's concerned,
that pisses me off is that he
that's the fucking problem.
Apologize.
Yeah, because
even if he didn't feel like the fact that he's being forced to do it.
It's the fucking problem, though. Some people have said, and I've watched this on fucking YouTube, it's like LeBron, when this whole shit was going on, Elliot's into with South Park. South Park had no problem ripping China a fucking new asshole. South Park made fun of Disney and the NBA for kissing fucking China's ass. Yo, LeBron, if you're so fucking patriotic, if you're so fucking pro whatever, why weren't you fucking rallying against China when they're attacking when they fucked over the NBA? It's like you were quiet as fuck when you're attacking your company, but now you have no fucking problem rallying against the NFL. But when China was shitting on the NBA, where were you then? You were quiet as fuck when that was happening. That's called hypocrisy.
Yeah, this is just my opinion. Like here, whether it's burning the American flag, kneeling, like just so many different aspects when it comes to our country. And like Chris, I just said this. You had left the room, take a piss or whatever. But like what I said was, we are so spoiled as Americans that we don't realize that if we were in another country and we knelt, we would be fucking beheaded.
Or if you burn the...
I'm just reading
shot dead right
I'm just reading
there.
this is from the Aggie.org.
Elliot looks like he's wanting to say something for a couple minutes and he gets to get
I'm just popping out stats here. This is called from the Aggie.org. This says the situation between the NBA and China explained. And of course, like anything too, what the NBA cares about, is fucking money. So
Of course. That's any sport.
The NFL, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The MLB, NBA, NFL, they all care about sports.
But all these NBA players, when it comes to fucking to civil rights, when it comes to fucking doing what's the right thing, when it comes to shitting out fucking patriotism, when it comes to your sport though, and how much you're getting fucking paid in your pockets, you guys are quiet as fuck when it happens to your team.
Course.
Exactly.
Of course.
And that's the fucking problem I have with. So I'll let Elliot talk too. I'm gonna keep reading this article while Elliot talks.
All right, this is gonna be my rant. This is gonna blow. If we ever get a Twitter, there are gonna be people like threatening me to be stabbed 100 times in the street. And let me let you know, I laugh at that thought. There's gonna be people threatening me. I've caused more pain on myself physically with knives than you people will. People need to shut the hell up. On a base level, I would be known as like the lowest of low. I've seen shit that would make most people cry or make people, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. People who came from the low side, actors, musicians, sports icons, which I find laughable. Stop. The moment you got millions of dollars, you lost what it meant to be someone who struggled. Have you gone hungry lately? No. You spent thousands of dollars on a stupid fucking dessert that's called a souffle or something. Shut up.
You're not blue collar.
Shut up. When you spend more money than I make in like 6 months on a dinner, your opinion literally it's been distorted by money. You people have a right to kneel, and people have a right to be upset that you're kneeling. South Park made it right. Guess what? When the Constitution was made, we have a right to be upset at people kneeling, but people have a right to kneel. You can do what you want. But it's how you act in that moment that defines your true character. Yes, Black lives matter. White lives matter. Latino, Asian. Guess what? All lives matter. And I know some people are like, but we're not saying all lives don't matter. I understand this. But in the aspect, everybody is dying from stupid, needless bullshit. People are losing their houses, their jobs, all of this. People are even losing their lives. And we're always constantly coming back to, well, this cop did this. Yes. Horrible, horrible people. I will never defend them. I hope justice throws the book at them so hard their necks are spinning. But when you literally go out and start killing people, you're no better than these fucking cops. And shut up. You people are now taking over people's business and houses like terrorists. Terrorists. You're killing people while still saying white man bad. Kneel before me, white man. I get it. We're all upset. Equality is a must. I make the joke I'm the world's child. I'm part black, I'm part white, I'm part Irish, I'm part Scottish, I'm part English. This and that. And I understand everyone's frustration. I know because my skin isn't dark enough, someone out there's like, well, you don't know my struggle. Guess what? You're fucking racist.
Right.
Because my skin color isn't dark enough, I don't have an opinion. You're racist.
Right. I feel that. I feel that for real.
We can do better as a people. Let's open dialogue. I'm as upset as anybody. When George Floyd was murdered, everybody in government, left and right, president, cops, black and white, everybody was like, fuck those cops, let's get justice. But when the burning started happening, I'm like, who's George Floyd? I was afraid for my family's life. I was afraid my house was going to get robbed and burned. My mother couldn't sleep. My niece couldn't sleep because we had protesters outside of our door. We were fucking scared. Where was the justice then? We're a mixed family. I was fucking scared for my family's life.
Yeah.
When is fear okay to combat fear. I understand. I want all of this shit to stop. I understand that a lot of terrible things happen to people. But when you're using fear and violence and destruction for a message, you lose. You lose.
Elliot, I typed in, this is from Deadline.com, and it says right here, this is the headline. South Park takes a swipe at LeBron James amid China controversy. And I'm not going to read the entire article, but the episode is called Let Them Eat Goo. It takes aim at the plant-based food craze as launches at South Park Elementary. It is replaced by fake meat. So...
But they're not wrong. Everybody has a right to believe what they do.
Well,
I will never say you don't have a right to think this. But when your actions are literally causing turmoil and all that, literally Seattle, there's a warlord taking over 6 whole blocks. They took over City Hall because a councilwoman unlocked the door for thousands of protesters to walk in and take over City Hall. You got a message? Okay, let's hear your message. But when you have pictures of people with guns throwing up gang signs, you lose me. I understand. Let's get justice, but let's wait. If people just waited until this went through, I'm more upset that more people are losing their lives over buildings being set on fire and people being shot in the street. Stop it. Because you're consciously making this decision to cause pain.
I'm going to finish this article before we head on, but in terms of like the whole LeBron James South Park thing, it was mocking him. It says, we all talk about freedom of speech. Yes, we do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you are not thinking about other people and they're only thinking about yourself. It says, This mirrored a quote that James gave earlier this week about Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey's tweet in support of pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong, which then he deleted. James's comments seem to take issue with that morally original on Twitter. It says, the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, issued an initial statement that tried to soothe tensions between the league and China. That created its own furor in the U.S. as politicians and other public figures accused the league of being overly concerned with its bottom line other than freedoms of expressions. He since issued another statement saying that the league would not dictate what players and their employees say. It says, in an earlier episode this month, South Park mocked Hollywood for crafting or editing their content to please Chinese censors. That episode led to a South Park ban on Chinese internet platforms. The creators of South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, issued a mock apology last week in which they said, like the NBA, we welcome Chinese censors into our homes, into our hearts. We too love money rather than freedom and democracy. In the episode last week, one of the characters, Randy, which Junior loves Randy flat out says, fuck the Chinese government. So it was a fucking point that South Park was saying too. You know, they're mocking the NBA, saying too, the NBA they have no problem censoring their fucking players, their opinions when it comes to their shit too. So I do find the whole thing hypocritical. It's like, LeBron, you want to shit on Drew Brees and attack Drew Brees for his opinions. But when it came to the NBA and China attacking you were quiet as fuck, weren't you?
Wait, okay, before, I know everybody has something. Junior's looking at me like, man, I will smack you like a bitch. But before we all get past, this is what I want everyone to understand. I can only understand what I've gone through in life. People can tell me, Chris, you can tell me your life story. I can try to understand it, but I will never fully feel it. Just like the episode where Stan was like, I don't understand why you're mad, Token. And Token's like, because you'll never understand. Like, oh, I get it. I can't understand. Exactly. Junior, I'll never understand what you've been through. Jen and Sue, I'll never understand what you guys been through. I've been through shit. I've had people calling me a nigger, a fucking Mexican, telling me to go back to Mexico or Africa and all that. And I'm just like, I was born here, so I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm not a Caucasian American. I'm not a Mexican American. I'm fucking American. I was born here. I'm American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what I will say is if we can't all sit down and talk about it, the only thing that's going to come from this is more racism.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing this hatred is going to put forth is hatred. So what I'm saying is, stop. Let the justice system do what it wants. If you think it's corrupt, send a letter to people or vote for better people who fit your ideals to be in a position to change. But if you're
killing each other is not the answer.
Yeah, if killing each other, hating each other, destroying each other's property, enough. I'm saying enough is enough. We all know that history repeats itself. And if we use hate to stop hate, we only breed hate.
This says, before Junior talks, and Junior wants to say something, this is the last paragraph for the Aggie.org. It says, according to NBA data, the league received a total of about 500 million viewers throughout the 2018 to 2019 season. More people watched the declining Game 6 of the NBA Finals between the Toronto Raptors and the Golden State Warriors in China, 21 million. They did in the US, 18 million. So, and in July of this year, the NBA announced that they had reached a deal with China's Torrent worth $1.5 billion over 5 years to continue being an exclusive broadcast partner of the NBA in China. A conservative estimate based on public information of the NBA's revenues says that for China, it's given them at least $500 million, according to USA Today. The prospect of losing some or all of this money would have far-reaching consequences for the league. Lost revenues could have a significant impact on the NBA salary cap. For example, as some teams are already preparing for an estimated drop around 10 to 15% international. So the bottom line is China is fucking giving the NBA almost $1 billion fucking dollars a year. So heaven forbid a NBA player was to criticize fucking China and they're okay, flat out guys, whether you like it or not too, China is a fucking communist country. Simple as fucking that. So I do understand the overall whole talk of this fucking conversation is that, yo, LeBron, if you want to fucking attack Drew Brees, no offense, when you came to the fucking NBA and your fucking freedoms, you were quiet as fuck, bro, because you were getting a fucking payday.
Oh boy.
I like Junior, and he's not white. Chris is white, and obviously Jen and Sue are women, and Al's not white. And guess what? We're all still friends, no matter our different opinions.
Because you know what? Honestly, that's why I said I'm gonna go back to what our friend Carlton said. Is just the fact that I don't care what the outside world has to say.
No,
I don't. It's just like, you know, if I have an opinion, I'm gonna say it. Yeah. Fuck you if you don't like it.
Exactly.
It's like the what it comes down to is just the fact that all of my you know, if I drink that, that's gonna spawn
more daddy stories.
That is like a very bad implication of me.
Let's go downstairs and see who flies the most Tylenol opinion.
This oh fuck.
Oh boy. He's rubbing it slowly too,
Yeah, no,
and
it's fucking ridiculous.
Let's see who's the first.
I just want everybody to know that, you know what, we all have an open mind here.
Yeah,
everybody has an open mind, and everybody is gonna have, you know. I was embraced by Chris and his entire family, like, you know, and I've been a part of this family for like, God, like what, 20 years now?
Much like it's like a puppy that was fucking left out in the streets.
Shut up.
And then Barbara Streisand came out of nowhere like, Papa, can you hear me?
Well, it's not like my dad was taking care of me. He blamed me for fucking everything.
Do you guys realize, and then this is just a drunk idea, because I'm fucking drinking the fucking cinnamon whiskey, which I gave up a long time ago.
You got Bailey's?
But I'm mixing the Fireball with the Bailey's.
Holy Christ, Bailey's.
But anyway, do you guys realize? And this is once again just a drunk idea. Hadn't premeditated this thought whatsoever before 30 seconds ago. Is that like we in this country, because we are the land of the free and like freedom of speech and stuff. But when it comes to just LeBron versus Drew Brees, for example, we are shutting people. We are creating communism without a dictator.
Yeah,
like we are shutting people up.
And this is
we are demanding people do this and do that. We are doing it to each other.
I will get into this later about Twitter. This is fucking. As I do have 3 more news stories, but I'll let Junior finish too. This is the fucking problem with fucking Twitter. You guys gotta stop fucking apologizing for your fucking opinions.
I don't apologize for anything.
No,
People will not agree with me always, but I will still have my friends'
Junior,
backs.
Elliot, myself, Al, Jen, and fucking Susan. At some point, this is episode fucking 13, there's going to be at least one person who finds something all 6 of us said to the point where it's like they're going to hop on Twitter and say, you guys are you're a piece of shit because you have a fucking opinion.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Bring it on, bitches.
Oh well.
Okay.
I will never say sorry.
Suck my dick if you don't like me.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Sorry.
Like, honestly, suck
Junior's
my
like,
dick.
I
if you
just
don't
want
like
to eat ass.
Yeah.
I just want to eat ass.
Guess what?
Like,
Guess what? People don't
fuck
like
that.
me. I'm gonna slap you in the pants.
Well, I mean, there's certain girls that don't like their ass being eaten. So eating pussy, that I can go there too. But eating ass is like the priority.
So I have a new news story.
Posted on the Blue Collar Losers Facebook page last week.
Tongue
With,
punching
the guy,
fuck.
like the guy that was leaning up against the cop car, eating ass. And I immediately thought.
Well, I'm not eating a guy's ass, but
I thought of you.
So Junior, finish your because I've got before I'm too fucking drunk. I got 3 more news stories, but finish your thoughts.
Well,
wait, Junior also has to give a shout out.
Yes.
Well, let him finish his thought, then a shout out.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So my thoughts on the whole thing.
That Bailey's as good as hell.
It's just the fact. My thoughts on everything is just the fact that as long as we stick together, our world will be better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that is what matters than to what somebody on Twitter who's 2,000 miles has to say.
Exactly.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm looking forward to going on Twitter. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to it because our opinions are strong as fuck. We have some strong ass fucking opinions on this podcast that a lot of people actually don't have, because there's people that's listened to our podcast that literally come up to me. There's actually probably close to over 100 people that actually listen to our podcast. It's actually crazy. You'd be surprised about how much people actually listen to our podcast.
Hey, cool.
And it's just the fact that people have literally come up to me and they're just like, yo, you guys really say some deep shit.
That's
and
the point.
You guys have really good facts. You guys look up your information. You guys are smart.
Yeah.
And you guys all stick together. And you could tell based on accents and things like that you guys are all different. And it's just the fact that we stick together as a group.
Whenever I fact check shit, guys, I'm no different than you. I have the internet too. I have websites.
Exactly.
If the facts are fucking wrong, don't blame me. Blame the goddamn internet.
Exactly.
I'm fact checking it the best I can. Okay,
Yep.
so
if we're gonna get into other shout outs, if I do a shout out, I have another shout out. She does not want her name to be said because this is kind of a touchy topic.
Did you eat her ass?
Is she hot?
She doesn't like her ass eaten.
Fuck.
But doesn't mean there aren't other things to eat. Anyway,
Is she hot?
she is.
Okay.
She actually is. So, but her name is not going to be mentioned in this podcast for legal reasons. So,
Can you describe it to? Can you describe it to me, Ellie? Because me and Ellie don't have sex anymore. So.
oh my God, Jesus Christ, guys! All right, so
It's because I don't trust people. That's why I don't touch people.
Or he's too ugly. But I don't know.
He likes lesbians who like poetry, so he's a...
She sucked a mean dick. Okay.
So basically, her shout out is she wanted me to talk about abusive relationships. It's a little bit of a deep topic.
We could do a 3-hour podcast now.
But I'm going to be brief about it because of the fact that I'm going to be brief about it because I can kind of summarize it.
Let me pull my...
So basically what it is just that, when it comes to abusive relationships and things like that, I wanted to let you know personally to the person that wanted me to talk about this with is that it is not your fault. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're going through in your life, it happens. Abusive relationships happen. Especially because people are just douchebags. People are assholes. And people are honest pieces of shit. Yeah. The fact that you got out of it, the fact that you're in a much better place emotionally and physically is amazing. And I'm just letting you know that, you're going to become a stronger person from it.
Yeah.
Abuse is not always physical. I can tell you right now, abuse is not always physical.
It's not gonna work.
It's mostly, emotional. There's a lot of emotional and mental abuse that comes with it.
Yeah.
And and it's sad to say that people are just like that. Whether you're not getting attention from your significant other, from when they make you feel like shit because you want a little bit of freedom in your relationship, you know, and people are honestly like that. It's crazy. But like I said, you are when you come out of that, when you actually finally escape from that, you become stronger because it's like what they said, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, and I could spend hours and hours.
We'll obviously spend more time talking about something like that, but this is just a shout out. So I just wanted to let you know, the person who shouted this out, that you are a stronger person for it. I'm proud of you from getting out of it. And when we actually hang out soon, which we will be hanging out soon, then you can talk to me more about it. And, you know, in future podcast episodes, we'll bring it up and go into more detail about things, only if you're comfortable with it. So that's that shout out with that.
As somebody who's with a girlfriend, she was the love of my life, and Junior can attest to this, and Jennifer and Susan, not Elliot so much too, is that this was a person I was with, and she was the best thing that ever happened to me. But like, she couldn't get out of her abusive relationship. If you can walk away from that, it's like, trust me, so many women have to learn this shit. If this guy is a fucking scumbag, he's not gonna fucking change. I don't understand why you think that, well, 6 months or a year or a kid or a fucking marriage. What marriage is nowadays, this generation, marriage doesn't mean what it used to be. It's not something that's sacred. It's not something that's valued. It's a fucking piece of paper. That's all it is, okay? You cannot change this fucking person. If he's a cheater now, he's going to stay a cheater. If he's a wife beater, he's going to stay a wife beater. The best thing you can fucking do, I don't care how attracted you are to him, what kind of fucking person he is. If he's abusive, get the fuck away from me. You're nothing you do. Trust me, we've talked about this before on previous podcasts, and Al, when you listen to this too, Al, you will know this, and we said this. When I said, I love when Big Al breaks shit down. You cannot fuck a guy. I don't give a shit how good your pussy is. You are not going to fuck him into being a decent human being.
That is a fact.
Simple as that.
I have a thing. I knew a girl who was with another girl. It was not the best of relationships. One of them was literally abusive, beat the ever living shit out of him, and the person who was abused was a drug addict. Yeah. And unfortunately, one time we went to a cemetery, one person said drug addict fell, hit her head on a tombstone, and I spent the whole night taking care of her. And I guess it furthermore proved that her girlfriend was just a bad person. Yeah. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people are probably like, man, that Elliot guy is an asshole. No, I'm a really nice person if you can actually not be an asshole to me, because I'll give you as just as
sometimes
good as you get.
Sometimes you got.
I heard episode 7, you asshole.
Hey, it was not my fault. I was drunk. I get lonely. I will never apologize for looking at a good-looking woman. It happened. It happened.
Like I said
Guess
before,
what?
I'll say this 1,000 fucking times.
Happens.
I look at fucking Jen and Susan. I'm like, I guess they're kind of fucking attractive. The way
Jesus Christ, man.
Fuck. The way you and Ellie look, they're not your fucking sisters, okay? Susan is a sister. Simple as that too. You can't look at Susan.
Our sister cousin.
Yeah,
she keeps flipping me. Susan keeps flipping me off, and I just keep giving her a thumbs up.
Like Junior, what if I said I thought Bridget was hot?
See?
How would you feel?
You know? I mean, I'm going to completely disagree with him.
Exactly.
Bridget's hot.
I'm saying with fucking Susan and Jen, I can't look at them the way you and Ellie and Big Al can look at them, because
I mean, they're like my sisters. What do you mean? I don't look at them any sort of way.
Exactly. I know.
They're my sisters.
I've known you longer than I've known Elliot and Al. So.
Yeah, that's like less than a month.
I'm not your other friend who fucking does weird shit. Okay? Who fucking goes around and does the dumb shit that he fucking does. I'm not him, all right? I compose myself, and I can talk to him like normal.
This is probably going to pass half hour. We can talk about some serious shit, but also make some comedy out of it, too. So the bottom line is, too, is this will be a difference is, like one Big Al said last podcast, everybody fucking here. We can't have all 5 people and all people on fucking Twitter and social media agreeing on the same exact bullshit. That's why I said when I was talking to Big Al last podcast, listen to it too. Listen to it. I wasn't talking to Big Al as being contradictive or trying to argue with Al. I want to talk about things from a broad spectrum of listen to both sides of the equation. That's all I said. That's it with the whole fucking national anthem. I see both sides of the fucking equation. I understand where Drew Brees is coming from. The biggest mistake he made, or anybody will fucking make on Twitter, and anybody listen to this stuff, stop fucking apologizing. If you have an opinion, you are entitled to have a fucking opinion. Stop saying I'm sorry.
Stop catering to the loud few.
Exactly.
Because those few seem offended by any little
I
thing
don't
that's
care.
said on Twitter.
Everybody is almost a fuck hypocrite. Let's say Dave Chappelle just said, Dave Chappelle praised how fuck awesome LeBron James is. Bro, you're a fuck hypocrite. Because said, you want to shit on Drew Brees. When it came to fucking China NFL, you're quiet as a fucking is a church mouse, dude. So it's like said, this proves to have so many fucking people. This is why I have very little respect for anybody on Twitter and Facebook and fucking Instagram, because you guys, all you give a flying fuck about is goddamn money and your integrity. All 5 people in this fucking room and Big Al, which is number fucking 6. You cannot pay me, at least for me. And I know all these people, I'm speaking with them as well. You cannot fucking buy out, you cannot pay off our fucking integrity.
You can't buy loyalty.
I will never change.
I'm not gonna lie. You put enough zeros behind that shit, I will agree with you.
Listen.
On the outside, on the inside, I won't agree with you.
But this is I'm a person where Junior know this, Susan and Jen L didn't know this as much. I was at a point in my life, not too long ago, I was making $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 a week.
Oh, I know.
I know what it's like to have a shitload of fucking money. One thing I've never changed through my fucking lifetime is my integrity. You can't put a price on someone's fucking integrity. A lot of these fucking Hollywood elites or NBA players or basketball players or football players, they have a fucking price tag on their integrity. And that's one thing. You could give me you give me $2 billion fucking dollars. I will never change my stance on trans issues and gay issues and whatever, because some people will. This is Twitter all the fucking time. These people will change their fucking opinions based on how much fucking money they're making or they're fucking losing.
But also,
that's bullshit.
At the same time, like Elliot said before, like I don't remember what exactly episode it was, but Susan mentioned it, is that Mark Wahlberg said, I cannot relate to you guys. So I'm not trying to say that because you're a celebrity or an athlete or whatever that you shouldn't be voicing your opinion or doing anything, but you also really, more so than us blue collar people do, you really need to think about the words that come out of your mouth, the tweets that do, because people like you for football, they're going to, or basketball or singing or acting or whatever, they're going to harp because you're their favorite actor. Yeah. So now you have to understand your social influence because of the talent that is why you are a celebrity.
I agree with you, but
so I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't, but you kind of should leave your personal shit out of there. Do your fucking job that you're good at, and you're a millionaire.
This is the fucking problem I've had. I've had this. It's like I said, this will. From what I know of, fucking obviously, fucking of you, Jen and Susan and Elliot and Junior, fucking Big Al, any fucking opinion any of you guys have, I respect the fuck out of. But I respect the fact that you guys, whether it's trans issues or gay issues or race issues or anything too, stand your fucking ground.
Right.
The biggest goddamn thing which just pisses people the fuck off is, hey guys, I am like against gay marriage. Okay, Twitter says that you're against gay marriage. There is 10,000 people who says you're an asshole. Okay, guys, now I'm for gay marriage.
Right.
So it's like, so how
don't be flaky.
How
can
anybody take you
whatever.
fucking seriously? Because, and this is a fucking problem I've had. It's like, here's fucking Twitter. 100,000 people, you make a tweet, right? You make one fucking tweet saying, like, listen, I'm a person that doesn't believe that a man can become a woman. 100,000 people love what you had to fucking say. 1,000 people hated what you had to fucking say. Why does the 1,000 trump the 100 fucking thousand?
Because the 1,000 people that didn't like it are the ones that's underneath the comments.
And this is the fucking
the 1,000 people that didn't like it are the ones that the 1,000 people are the ones that's sharing you across every other social media platform.
So that person,
those 1,000 people are doing more, and that's why the 100,000 people aren't standing by your side saying, "Oh, well, he's entitled to his opinion." The 1,000 people are saying you're a total piece of shit, and I'm going to do everything I can to ruin you.
Hate spreads a lot faster.
This is a fucking problem, and I've
Sure
said this
does.
shit too.
And that's why I appreciate an actor like Mark Wahlberg when it comes to like anything, because he's saying flat out, he's like, I have fans on every side of the spectrum.
Yep.
Why am I going to give my opinion and try and either offend people, sway people, get people behind how I feel? He's like, no, everyone should have their own opinion.
Exactly.
Make your own opinion. I'm an actor. Yes, I grew up poor, but I have not known for years what it's like to have to
Exactly.
be poor.
Right.
It's why we said too. We said we speak this when the 5 of us and Big Al are speaking. The six people. We're speaking this stuff too. We are speaking to you as blue collar fucking people. We're not speaking to you as people that have $100 million in the fucking bank, that live in fucking mansions, that have 20 fucking Lamborghinis. We're speaking to you as if you're working a 9-to-5 job just like us. We're speaking to you as a blue collar fucking person, and this is the fucking problem. That's it. Whether it's I've said this since episode fucking 1. I respect the fuck out of Elliot, Junior, Susan, Al, and fucking Susan. And anything fucking Junior says, I agree with. Anything Elliot says, I agree with. I agree with Susan or Big Al or Jen says. I respect your guys' fucking opinion. I may not. There's no possible way I can, unless it's myself. You can't 100% agree with something somebody fucking says unless you clone yourself. You know, so there's things that Susan. There could be certain TV shows that Sue likes I don't like. There could be certain rock songs. Yeah.
And the sooner that people realize that everybody is different, I have a different
That's
relationship with Susan than you do, and we're both her cousin. Like,
but so the fucking
and I have a different relationship
your
with
own
Jamie than
personal
I do with either of
connotations
you.
come in at every single
What's the
aspect
fucking
of your
point
life.
that there's
But
reason
one thing that's a certainty: all of your guys' friends love me.
Yeah, but it also said that there is one.
I don't know about that.
There's one, two.
You're okay.
There was
You're okay.
Fuck off.
Elliot, Sue, Jen, and fucking June. It's 4 people. Al's 5 people. Regardless of what the fuck you guys have to say, I respect the living fuck out of your fucking opinions, and that's the fucking point. Is I can disagree with you, but I can also respect you, and it's the fucking problem. So it said, if Jen has a fucking opinion, even if I don't respect Jen's, even if I don't agree with Jen's opinion, I will respect the fact that Jen will stand her fucking ground. And you know what? I may not even agree with Jen, but I will fucking support the fact that Jen has fucking stood her fucking ground. The biggest goddamn fucking problem with Twitter is these people. How can I respect you, take you seriously when it's like Monday I said I love pizza, but then Tuesday I love hamburgers, but then Wednesday I hate pizza. Wait, hold a second. 2 days ago you love fucking pizza. And this is the fucking problem with fans. Fans and people cannot take you seriously when you keep fucking flopping what you're about. It's like, be the same fucking person you are on Monday as you are on Friday. Be the same fucking person. Stop fucking apologizing to the Twitter fucking mob.
Well, here's you're missing the point that you missed with that is what you said when you first started talking about the Twitter mob, and it's PR.
Yeah.
The thing is that a lot of companies, like what happened with Johnny Depp and the whole Amber Heard situation.
Yeah.
It's PR. It's pure PR. Look at what happens with other people. Look what happens with just about anybody, like Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos does not. I have a whole new respect for Jeff Bezos after what he said. He said,
What did he say?
I fully support Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
All right. And people literally went onto Twitter and was just like, you're going to lose a lot of business. Yeah. And he doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, well.
Good.
He doesn't give a fuck. He literally sat there and said, I don't give a fuck. He's a trillionaire. Do you think he gives a flying fuck what you, who's making $40,000 a year, has to say? Exactly. He doesn't give a flying fuck.
Sorry,
he's a trillionaire. So it's just like he's one of those people. He's one of those people.
Guys, cheers, social. Peace out.
Have a good one.
Have a great one.
Yep.
You come back down there. Jen?
No, but I'll listen to the rest of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just the thing. Jeff Bezos has my number one. Has my number one. You know, he has my support because of the fact that he stood up and said, "I support that Black Lives does matter," and he understands the meaning behind it, and he's not being a douchebag like a lot of other rich people around the country, and it's just like his opinion sparked crazy outrage.
Of course.
But he didn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
And that's why it's like, like when we sit here with our podcast and we say the shit that we say, when we say the things that we say, we're unapologetic about it, especially me. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Why are you looking at me that hard for? I'm not apologizing for a shit.
Exactly.
I'll see you at the exit.
I can't breathe. Sure, I can't breathe.
I've said this since episode 1. Besides Susan, because Susan lives with me, whether it's Big Al, Carlton, or fucking Elliot Jr. and whatever shit too, Jennifer. the fact that I'm inviting people to my house. I'm inviting people that may not always agree with me, but said there's a way to. I don't agree with you, but I respect you.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. Now, I'm fortunate enough. I am lucky enough too. I am in a very rare position that Junior, Susan, Elliot, Big Al, and Jennifer. I'm lucky enough where it's like I agree with all their fucking opinions. Like I said, you listen to previous podcasts. I'm not arguing with Big Al in the sense that I disagree with Big Al. I'm lucky enough where it's like
there are other points to get across.
Exactly. It's Junior. I agree with everything Junior's got to fucking say. I agree with what everything Big Al's got to say. I agree with what Elliot's got to fucking say. But for an interesting podcast and for an interesting point of view, like I told Al that I agree with you, bro. I love you to fucking death. I'm just talking about, and Al said this, what? Al's like, listen, I understand where you're coming from, dude. I understand your point of view. I've seen these fucking arguments on Twitter or Facebook. I'm talking to Al, is like, because you cannot have 5 friends or 6 fucking friends where if everybody universally agrees on the exact same thing, then it's a boring podcast, but you can't get a point across if you don't see everything from different fucking points of view. Say, guys, you flip a fucking coin, there's 2 sides to the goddamn coin. You can't see everything eye to eye. You gotta have civil discussions. This is the fucking problem with Twitter. There's no civil discussions on fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is too is that sometimes you're a fucking idiot. So
that too.
I've literally seen on Twitter people defending men who beat women, men who have sex with underage girls, and women who put their hands on underage girls, and because they like the person, they're biased.
But being on fucking Twitter, I at least want to listen to your fucking opinion. Now, if you tell me all day, Chris, 2 + 2 it doesn't equal fucking 4, you're obviously fucking wrong. That's just bullshit and stuff too. But like I said too, this whole fucking thing with fucking Drew Brees and LeBron, I see both sides of the equation. I see I see the fact that, listen, guys, there's men and women who've died for the fucking right to fucking kneel down and voice your opinion.
Exactly.
I also fucking see the fact that, listen, guys, you were at work, and we've said this before. Junior, Elliot, fucking Susan, when you go to fucking work, you dress in a fucking certain attire, okay?
Yep.
You don't go to fucking work wearing a MAGA hat. If you wear a MAGA hat, take your hat the fuck off. You'll
probably get fired or sent home.
This has been a big, huge thing on fucking Facebook for the past 6 fucking days with Starbucks. Starbucks and this is a problem. Starbucks told all the other fucking employees, guys, if you come to fucking work, wear a Starbucks hat, a Starbucks fucking shirt, a Starbucks uniform. You do not wear any kind of Black Lives fucking Matter.
It doesn't mean that they don't support them.
Exactly.
It just means that you're still adhering to company policy.
Now, of course, what happened?
Yes.
Twitter tore Starbucks apart. 2 days fucking later, Starbucks like, you know what, guys, we made a fucking mistake. Now you can come to work wearing Black Lives Matter. That's the fucking problem, okay? You have 50 fucking thousand people supporting Starbucks and 500 assholes like, well, Starbucks is their assholes. Who gives a fuck about the 500? The bottom line is, go to I don't give a shit if it's Walmart, if it's Burger King, if it's McDonald's. You are at work, okay? You are there fucking to do a professional fucking job, whether it's pushing carts, making Whoppers. You were at fucking work.
Support what you want outside of work.
Exactly.
It's fine. It's fine.
The Starbucks.
Support what you want outside of work. It's fine.
Junior said, I have no problem with fucking Best Buy. I love fucking Best Buy. I shop at fucking Best Buy. Junior, right now, recording this podcast, is in a Best Buy t-shirt. Junior does not go to fucking work saying, he takes off his fucking blue Best Buy shirt and says, a Black Lives Matter shirt. You are not at work to promote Black Lives fucking Matter or kneeling down for fucking racial stuff or support Trump. You were at work to do a fucking job. As a company fucking employee, you were there to be in uniform. Simple as that, because here's the fucking slippery slope, guys. If you want to say Black Lives Matter, what's to say any kind of political aspect? You were not at work to be political. What you do outside of work is your fucking business. So some people still are pissed off at Starbucks. Well, Starbucks, I'm not going to drink the coffee any fucking more. Don't drink the coffee anymore, no problem.
I can say this from a personal experience working where I work, that I've gone in, you've worked there before, Chris, working in the back room. It gets freezing in our back room.
Yeah.
Wearing a sweatshirt, a zip-up sweatshirt. If the sweatshirt is not zipped down, I have to take it off.
Yeah.
And that's just a regular sweatshirt. Like, it could have something on it. It could have nothing on it. It could be the same color as the freaking, regular t-shirt that we're supposed to be wearing.
Yeah.
But if the logo of the t-shirt is not showing, how does someone know that you're working
Exactly.
there if you walk onto the sales floor?
The problem
Like-
with people.
Well,
Sorry.
5 billion people could know you over the years for working there, but it's still the point. You have to display that you work there. You have to display your name badge. You have to do that.
Before we talk to you, the problem people don't understand political, even Black Lives fucking matter. The problem with political statements is you run the risk from a company standpoint of offending somebody. All it takes, and we've seen this fucking problem the past decade, is all it takes is one person to be offended, and guess what? Here comes a fucking lawsuit. No company on this fucking goddamn this planet wants to deal with the fucking lawsuit because they've seen an employee having a political viewpoint that disagree with their fucking own. This is why companies, people don't understand too. I work for a company right fucking now. There is 10,000 things that happen at this company that I don't agree with. Why I do them for? Guys, I'm a fucking employee. I don't make the company rules. I don't make the fucking company policies. Like, okay, Susan is basically my fucking sister. I have 3 younger sisters. At my company right now, and Big Al will attest to this, if I pull up to a location, okay, and I see a older guy beating the fuck out of a woman, as a older brother, as somebody who has 4 sisters, I want to get out of my vehicle and beat the fuck out of this guy. The second I get out of my fucking vehicle and beat the fuck out of this guy, I'm fired. You know why? Because the company fucking policy is as employees, we call the fucking police. We have to let the fucking police do their fucking jobs. I cannot be a hero and fucking get involved into matters that don't pertain to me. Me and Susan have worked for Goodwill for so many fucking years. If somebody fucking walks into Goodwill and pulls out a fucking gun, I have 2 options. I can let them fucking steal the money, or I can be a fucking hero and tackle this fucking guy. I tackle this fucking guy, the gun goes off, he kills fucking Susan. The first thing the company's gonna say is like, dude, money is replaceable. Susan's fucking life isn't replaceable. Because I had to be the goddamn fucking hero and prove a fucking point, I got fucking Susan killed. That's the fucking problem with these fucking companies. Companies have policies for a fucking reason. If you don't like their company policy, quit.
Well, I'm going to add a little bit more to that because, as we had a conversation at work today about that, where we were saying that it's a sensitive time for a lot of people because, and like it or not, we are not in a post-racial society as much as people like to make it seem like it is. Ben Shapiro said it the best, though, and I'm going to quote what he said. There is racism around, but it's not institutionalized.
Yeah.
So, and what does that mean that it's not institutionalized? It means that there aren't laws that specifically target you because of the color of your skin.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
are you back?
So with that being said, what it comes down to is the fact that when they told us at work that, you know what, we don't want to get political, but we're not going to tolerate hate speech at the job.
Yeah.
So to that extent, the company still looked out for us and told us, hey, look, we're not going to accept this hate speech. We're not going to accept anybody coming in being racist. We have a right to refuse the service if they come in acting like assholes. We don't have to approach those customers. We don't have to really do anything of that sort. Okay? If things escalate, if things happen, that's what's going to happen. So companies are going to look out for you in their best interest at times. But for the most part, getting political at work is just the wrong thing to do. And I agree to that because of the fact that it's like, okay, support what you want to outside of work. But when you're working, you're making money to do your job. You're not making money to promote a political aspect.
Well, like just for Best Buy, for example, somebody comes to your fucking job, they want to buy a toaster, they want to buy a refrigerator, they want to buy a computer. They don't fucking need to hear about the sales of host shit because this person could be, say, for Trump. They want to hear for a half hour like how much you hate Trump. Opposite fucking spectrum. Say, for instance, you love Trump and they hate fucking Trump. They don't need to listen to it for a half hour if you pro-Trump and they hate fucking Trump. Yeah. The point is, I'm here to buy a toaster, to buy cameras, to buy whatever. I don't need to listen to your political fucking bullshit. Keep your fucking politics. It's no different than religion, guys. If you're a Muslim or whatever the fuck you are, Okay, you don't fucking need Junior for telling you during your transaction how he's pro-Christian and you need to fucking believe in God and how fucking Satan's gonna fucking send you to hell. The point is, you were there to buy a product and go the fuck home. You don't need anybody, whether it's any religion, preaching to you how, I'm a Christian or I'm a fucking Muslim or I'm a Jewish person or whatever the case may be, that if you don't believe in my religion, you're going to fucking hell.
It's that underlying hatred that, when you're saying something, you're kind of just like undermining somebody else's belief and you're kind of putting yourself on a pedestal.
And this is the fucking problem with this goddamn fucking country. He said, this is the fucking problem. This is the land of the fucking free, guys. This is the home of the fucking brave. I don't give a fuck what your religion is. I don't care what your fucking politics are. You have the fucking right. You're supposed to have the fucking right in a free fucking nation to believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. Because in other fucking countries, you can't do that shit. You can't believe in your God. You can't voice your fucking opinion because they will fucking behead you. They will fucking kill you. This is why America is supposed to be the greatest fucking nation of earth, because me and Junior can have two different fucking sides. Junior can be pro-Trump, I can be anti-Trump. But it's a point that he's supposed to have the fucking right to support Trump. I can have the right to hate fucking Trump. We can have that fucking opinion. Other goddamn nations, if you hate your fucking president, they will cut your fucking head off.
But that's also the issue. Because people have so many rights here, they take it to the extreme.
Which I agree with as well. But this is the fucking problem too. The extreme too, it's like I said, you should have the right to say Trump is a fucking scumbag. I hope he fucking dies. You should have the fucking right. Unless you're actually trying to cause physical harm to your fucking president, you should have the fucking right. As a free society, you should have the fucking right to say that my president is a fucking asshole and I think he's a piece of shit. You should have the fucking right. You should also have the fucking right to say my president is the greatest man available and he's perfect and whatever. It's a fucking point. You should have the fucking freedoms to criticize your leaders. Other fucking nations, go ahead and criticize your leaders. They will cut your fucking
North Korea specifically. Yeah. So also go to the Middle East and come out and be like, hey, guess what? I like guys. Have fun with that.
Yeah, go ahead and be gay in 2020. Go ahead and be gay. Go ahead and cheat on your husband in other fucking countries. They will fucking slit your throat.
Well, here's the thing too. Like, there's 206 sovereign states around the world. 180 of them have freedom, and each freedoms are different. Each freedoms are different. In America, freedoms are abused. Let's be honest. Freedoms are definitely abused.
I agree with you.
It's like, if you go, it's like, if we go on Twitter, if we go on Twitter and I say something, and Twitter sits there and says, oh, hey, I think I don't agree with this. And then Twitter, next thing you know, has 150,000 comments with 100 of them saying, oh, I didn't like what you said. I hate what you said. Mm-hmm. You're a piece of shit. I'm going to get you fired. Da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But also, too, if you're not trying to fight, if you're not trying to stand your ground, you deserve what happens to you. Like, when people lose their jobs because of a opinion, and you're not fighting back for that, you deserve to lose your job, because it's like you have an opinion and you have a right. You know that's a violation of your constitutional rights. Yeah. If you get fired from your job for an opinion that you said completely outside of your job, that's actually a violation of your constitutional rights of having freedom of speech.
Who's that judge? I forget his name. It starts with a K.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I think I know what you're talking about. There was a case that happened with. Yeah. It was a case that was something very similar to that, right? The
Ford chick, and she was saying she had all these witnesses to, him gang raping some woman and doing this and that, and they found out, they questioned these people and they're like, no, I was never even there. And people were making fun of him because he's like, yeah, I like to drink, so what? And people are like, he got mad because that means he's guilty. No, I would get mad too if people are trying to ruin my life, like he inappropriately touched me. Guess what? My ass would get angry as well, because that's somebody's life that you're trying to ruin. No normal person would just sit back like, yeah, okay, No, I would get mad. Well, I mean, maybe there are people out there who wouldn't get as mad as me, but I'd get angry like this dude too. I'd be raising my voice and screaming. It is not okay. It's okay to have different opinions.
Yeah.
But it is not right when you literally consciously go out there to attempt to ruin someone's job and life.
Yeah.
You're the asshole, and you will never change my mind, and I will never apologize.
Yeah.
There's actors, there's voice actors, there's musicians, there are people in politics, there's your everyday Joe Blow who fake news, and because whether you're a certain skin color or gender identity, we automatically have to agree with you.
Bullshit.
That's horse shit.
Yeah.
The mattress girl in college who carried around the mattress where apparently she was raped and they debunked it. You know, I'm not saying something terrible might have happened to her. I was not there. So I have to go by the facts that people have presented me. I was not there. I can't be a star witness like, this has never happened. Nothing bad has ever happened. This bitch is crazy. No, what I'm saying is you have to prove to me, beyond a shadow of a doubt, which is our legal system, something happened. And the issue is social media has completely ruined it. There is no justice on social media. No. One person can say, oh, I met this guy, he was a complete asshole, and then everyone else is like, they're an asshole too. This person also did this to me. Where's the proof?
Nothing to do with the actual post.
Yeah. Where's the now it's not even where's the proof, it's where's the receipts. That's fucking stupid. You get a receipt when you purchase something, it's proof of purchase. Yeah. But no, it means something different. And like I said, I've seen people support people who've actually beat women, threatened to kill people, actually married underage girls, and everyone's like, nope, this person's completely innocent, but this person I don't like is a filthy murderer, rapist, blah, 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 blah. And because they have enough of a fan base, they're like, yeah, the person you don't like, yeah, they're a monster. And I could just think to myself, what was that BioShock thing? A man listen, a slave obeys. Something like that. I don't quote me 100%, but I make up my own opinion. Yeah. Prove to me all this stuff, because you know what? There's even a bedtime story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Guess what? People keep crying that something's happening, and sooner or later it really is going to happen, and no one's going to pay attention. So
actually, I looked up. It says BioShock. It says that a man chooses, a slave obeys.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I'm not saying people are slaves just because the word slave was in there. Don't burn down my house now.
And it's part of our podcast. But we have to clarify the shit too, because
people are slaves to social media.
Yes,
they really fucking
people
are.
Slaves to social media.
For yourself. I think for myself. I've heard terrible news, and I'm like, man, that sounds terrible. Yeah. Let me wait until the truth comes out. And then you know what? The truth comes out. And I'm not saying that it's the truth for everybody. There's multiple people here. Sue have a different thought about, well, you know, this doesn't make sense to me, even though it makes sense to you. Junior's like, well, I don't agree with this completely. Yeah. Okay. Chris is going to be like, I agree with you. Who's right? None of us. We're right in our own mind. Yeah. Now, just because you have different opinions doesn't mean someone's wrong, because our minds think differently. But you do have the choice of whether you're going to act like a crazy psychopath threatening someone or not. You choose to act like a violent or crazy person. That is a choice right there. We're like, you're fucking wrong. I hope you fucking... You choose to say those specific words. Therefore,
the typical lynch mob of Twitter.
Exactly.
That's why I avoid.
That's why I said lynch mob.
Yeah,
Twitter's a fucking lynch mob.
It is, and that's why I won't apologize. I have my own opinions, and I avoid. I have to get drunk to say my opinions, because most of the time I'm just like, meh.
Because what we is why I said to. This is why I love our podcast for a couple. I feel a certain type of way about certain issues. Get a couple fucking Jackson Cokes in me. I don't give a fuck about, because it's.
You're not drinking Jackson Cokes. You're drinking Puerto Rican rum and Coke. There's a difference.
Yeah.
But
you're drinking Coke.
But at some point, at some level, everybody fucking here, and I'm trying to laugh. But even fucking Jen and Big Al, everybody, so at some level, all human beings want some sort of fucking approval. It's like, okay, I spent all day listening to the Critical Drinker talking about, he did a 4-hour live stream about Star Trek fucking 2 and why Star Trek 2 is a perfect movie. Later on, but even the Drinker said at one point during his live stream, like, hey guys, when you see a very shitty movie, you're thinking to myself, am I the only person who sees it as being a shitty movie? Then when you see reviewers on YouTube and you see fucking comment section like, hey, no, you're not the only person. This is a fucking shitty movie. At some level, you want some sort of fucking approval because that's as human beings, that's what we fucking need. You know, you still want your friends' approval. You know?
I halfway agree with that. I halfway agree.
Like I said before, out of all my fucking girlfriends, the fact that Mary said she didn't know Elliot that well, I was hanging out with Elliot that much. The fact that Mary put you on a fucking pedestal, she liked fucking Susan, she loved Mom, and Susan knows this too. Mom hated all my fucking girlfriends.
I even know that.
That's because of the fact that you're her only son.
But she liked Mary though.
Her.
I'm saying the point is the fact that Mary loved, she got my friend's approval and she loved my fucking friends. If Mary didn't like Junior, that would be a big fucking problem between me and her. The fact that she loved the fuck out of Junior, that meant a lot to me. Said humans, as at our fucking core, we still crave approval. The fact that Junior approved my girlfriend meant the world to me. If he didn't like Mary, that would have been a problem.
Well, see, the thing is, though, it's not when we're talking that sort of approval, that's personal approval on a level that it's on a level because that person is involved in your life.
Yeah.
And you're putting that person in your life to the extent that we're in your life. You know what I mean? It's different as opposed to social media approval. Social media approval is way different than personal approval.
But people still, it's still, I think if people though, if you make a tweet, okay, any of us, all four of us right now, if you make a fucking tweet, if you get 5,000 dislikes and 100 likes, some part of you still fucking feels bad versus like if you had 10,000 likes and 100 dislikes, you're like, yo, fuck them 100 dislikes. I got 10,000 people who love my opinion. Some part of us still need that human approval.
Well,
you know
I mean, you're right. But but for the most part, the people who need the approval don't need it. They want it. They want the approval to make their to make their opinions seem more solid than they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like here's one of the best things that I've ever heard in my life. It was just the fact that when people go on social media, and people say things on social media, that's their voice. Their voice is right there. Okay. So if people agree with their voice, they feel powerful. In here, and on my phone right here, this is where I feel powerful. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel powerful when I'm going to work in my 9 to 5. Yeah. I don't feel powerful when I'm driving home through traffic. The very same people that's on social media craving approval, their world is here on their phones. Their world is that computer. Their world is very small. Their world isn't within a couple of websites. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. You gotta understand something. These people that want approval on social media, that's why I said there's a difference between personal approval and social media approval. Yeah. Personal approval is something that you like because of the fact that everybody wants approval with girlfriends, with significant others. Yeah. That's a given. That's a part of life. But a social media approval, when you're saying something just to say something, like if you're angry at a post, if you're offended by a post and you say something and you're gathering power, in a sense, your power comes from people liking that post, from you being offended and other people being offended along with you. That's the power that they get. But their power is here. When their phone goes down and they go to work, their power is gone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why that was the whole point of me even sitting here to begin with, because I love the fact that my voice tells you exactly how I feel. Because I could type 300 words here on a Twitter post, on an Instagram post, on a Facebook post, but it's never going to tell you exactly how I feel unless I'm projecting it through this mic, like how I hate inconvenient fat people. I could fucking post that shit all day on fucking Facebook. I hate inconvenient fat people. But if I'm saying it over the podcast because I truly fucking hate it, you hear my voice. You hear the anger and the pain in my voice that says it. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Do I crave approval?
A lot of anger.
Do I crave approval? Hell no. I don't give a fuck about approval. But that's with any aspect in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had a girl, like this girl that I'm talking to right now, if I introduce her to you guys and you guys don't like her, I'm going to want to know why.
Does she exist?
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to want to know why.
Can I laugh at her?
Listen.
Her name Pamela.
Yo, listen, Susan. She exists just as much as Longhorn does, right? So when I will know Longhorn's identity, you're going to know this girl's identity.
You will never know Longhorn's identity. Here's the difference. I know how to actually act towards someone that you're probably, saying that you're sleeping with.
Wait, have you fucked her yet?
Huh? No.
Well, see, Susan's fucked Longhorn.
Exactly.
Bitch.
Exactly. That is true. But it's
And,
like
and she brought dessert.
that is true. She definitely got dessert.
I'm the closest. I'm not responding to.
Junior's like, I was at a podcast like 3 times. Junior's like, she got 2 helpings of meat.
But
more than 2 helpings. That shit went. She got enough helpings to fill a deli.
But there is a way to shut these people down online.
Jennifer, please come back.
You just either hide or block their posts. You literally get rid of all of their power by
immediately blocking them.
Yeah, no, not even blocking them. You can agree. You can be best friends with them. You can not agree with a single post out of 100 and just hide that one post, because either you have 3 choices: be a dick and start an argument online for no reason, hide the post, or 3, send a DM like, I don't agree with that post and this is why.
I want all of us too to say, this is because I'm a sick fuck. I want everybody to mock that person. Like, if you want to be a fucking asshole, be an asshole. I'm gonna fucking prove that I'm a better human being than you. I'm gonna fucking laugh at you, make fun of you, and show the entire world what a piece of shit you are. Like I said, except for fucking killing a racist, you have 2 fucking options. You can either a Klans member, for example, you can either fucking pull out a fucking Klans member's fucking head, or make fun of this motherfucker, expose to the fucking world how much of a uneducated, racist piece of fucking shit you are,
or just block them, and that just takes all power from them.
But let's be honest too. We're all assholes sitting here, okay?
Oh, I'm a piece of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna be a fucking asshole, be an asshole and expose to you what a fucking moron you are.
There's only one person in this world I'm not a complete asshole to.
No.
Well, adult-wise.
You're not a complete asshole to me.
I don't know. I get flipped off all the time.
Yeah, I really don't like Elliot for some reason. Like, I can agree with his opinion.
I don't even like see how, because I'm sitting over here. I don't really see like the interactions between
I'll give her thumbs up and it's a middle finger, and I'll just look at her and nod. Like okay.
I may agree with his opinion on certain things here and there, but at the same point in time, it's like, it's coming out of Elliot's mouth. Damn.
God damn, Elliot.
Like, why?
What did you do to her?
I honestly have no idea. Maybe it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I told her I had a crush on her. She's like, "Fuck this guy."
I have a question. Uh-oh.
Ask your question.
Is Elliot the bigger version of the Longhorn?
No.
I'm probably that more fucked up guy that you can agree with, but at the same time, being around too long is just kind of toxic.
It makes you want to kill him.
I've tried to kill myself, so best of luck.
This is the first podcast where I'm actually at 3 guys. I'm the last of Susan's hit list.
Well, I mean, I've been the first for many years.
I mean,
that's okay.
Junior
we know that.
is like,
Is Al's still getting there. Al's just like, Susan, I'll admit too, that's an impressive rack.
I honestly don't.
Al pisses me off in a different way sometimes. In a different way.
He's gonna hear this too, like, fuck you, Sue.
Yeah, he probably will. Al, fuck you too.
He really loves Sue, though. He does.
Yeah.
He does love Sue.
I mean, can you really blame them? I'm a fucking amazing person to be around, Chris.
I don't know. That kind of
Shut up, Elliot.
that kind of contradicts. It's like I'm an amazing person to be around. Fuck you, Elliot. And Elliot's like, I still got your back, Sue. If something goes down, I got your back. Everyone's like, fuck you, Sue. Fuck you.
I looked at Junior.
This shows how amazing I am, though, because and like this is a brag. Let me say that. This is a brag. So I was out with Chris's sister Jamie, a ton of her friends. We're literally sitting in the car on our way home. One of her friends is sitting there telling me, she's like, Susan, I've only met you once, but if someone ever tried to fuck with you, I have connections with, like, the French-Canadian mob. I will, like, kill someone for your ass.
Did we just say French-Canadian?
Yes, French-Canadian mob!
Are they going to throw croissants at people?
Bullshit.
Oh my god. What?
Like, it had me dying, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, so I have a question. Now, you know my question.
I need a drink for this.
So when she says that she has connections to the French Canadian mob, she didn't fuck all of them, did she?
No.
I'll take.
Because that's a way to build connections too.
No.
Just give them pussy.
In fact, the saddest part is this girl might actually be listening to our podcast. So,
God.
shout out to
Sean Ranklin.
no, actually
whatever.
Alex.
Okay.
I want to die anyway.
I like Alex. Alex is a fucking lesbian, but she's funny. So
Alex is amazing. Can I just say that? Every time I've spent time with her,
she's a chick. She's like, she calls herself a fucking dyke all the time, so I don't give a fuck.
I think the person
Alex
on
is awesome.
Facebook, honestly.
So Susan, I have another
I don't know
question.
why.
what up?
I have another
Every time he
question.
says, I gotta take a drink.
So what I'm saying, what you're saying is that you say that you're, this amazing person that everybody wants to be around, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, I feel that. I mean, you are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that,
He's like,
I'm
what?
an asshole.
No. You're not a bigger asshole than me.
Obviously.
She has some tickle.
But, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Here's the thing.
I said some tickle.
No. What he said is that you got some take home. Now, he's basically referring to the Longhorn situation again. But
See, I leave that alone, and I'm still hating
you
it.
are pretty cool, but I didn't hang out with you enough to know whether or not I have to be the judge of that myself to see whether or not that you're that cool to be around.
She is.
See, though, here's the problem. I don't find myself to be that cool. It's everyone else's friends that find me to be that amazing.
No, I mean, you are cool.
She is.
You just in denial.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
I tell. Listen.
Literally, I will walk into the room and I will say to everyone, guess what? Fuck all y'all. I'm the lamest person here.
This house.
So,
Nah.
no.
That's how cool.
I mean, you didn't feel that way when you went to Longhorn Steakhouse. You fucking, you acted like you were the shit.
I mean,
like you were the fucking queen bee in that
That's
bitch.
because I was getting dick.
Damn.
You didn't
Damn, you see how she said that too?
Yeah.
She said that shit with a capital K. Dick. Like she spit into the mic when she said that shit. That's power. That man got a fucking real. That man got a mega horn because the way that she said that shit, she's like dick. Like damn, she spit that shit out.
This is how cool Susan is. Before I even talked to you, like Susan's the first person that texts. Like Susan, I fucked a lesbian in her ass last night.
Yo, this is what pisses me off too. This is what pisses me off about Chris. What Chris pisses me off about more than anything.
Talking about this shit though with his cousin.
Yo, I literally
That's
wake
not
up.
creepy at all.
No. What pisses me off is that I be at work, and this man be sending me messages like this. He be like, "Yo, I fucked Mary in her ass. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm putting away truck. This motherfucker talking about, yeah, I fucked this girl in the ass the other night. Like,
But here's the thing. Like, I don't want to talk about my sexual experience.
exactly.
I personally, like, to some degree, either get embarrassed, like, try to stay quiet, or I let little things slip here and there. The more
she drinks, exactly.
The drunker I get.
I don't know.
Ellie, give her some fireball.
You
I have the fireball.
you all make fun of me for what I say, so it doesn't even really matter.
Well, Elliot, that's because the face that you made me laugh really hard. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That face that you made me laugh because I never expected that. Like, I was like, I'm over here sitting here, and next thing you know, I look over at you. You made that face. It caught me off guard. You was like,
And I was like, oh
Yo.
shit, that's the famous face that everybody was laughing at.
Yes.
I was like, yo,
Hey, you know what? Like I said, I will never apologize. There are a lot of beautiful people out there, and I might stare too long.
that's how I feel when I look at an ass I'm about to
I'm
eat.
not gonna fucking apologize.
Shit, I make that same face, and sometimes I drool. When I know my tongue's about to hit that fart box, my tongue start to drool.
See, Susan shut Junior down. She's like, Junior, listen. She said, Junior, I feel out for diarrhea. You're not eating my ass.
Why would I never even suggested that to Susan.
Wouldn't even suggest that.
That's
to me.
what I'm saying.
That's
See,
the thing.
You see what type of friend Chris is? He's trying to set my ass up.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you hate me more than him?
Man,
I mean, it's fine.
Man,
she
cat.
has her own reasons. I
mean, here's the thing. By default, I have to love Chris because of the fact that he's family.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's the only fucking
I
reason.
don't know. I hate a lot of my family members.
It's like my brother. It's like by default because we were in the same womb at one point.
Oh, Christ.
Like, I kind of have to love you.
Like, I'm happy that I'm higher than Robert, but that's like,
Wait.
that's not saying a lot. Like,
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
really not.
it's really
You and
not.
Robert are pretty much on the same scale.
I mean, hey.
at least I got a full head of hair.
And you got
Yeah,
laid.
that's actually sad.
And you
so
got
my
laid.
brother started balding before he even turned 30.
Hey, I'll give myself
See, you
at
thought
least
you had it
3
bad?
steps up on this ladder. At least I never slapped his ass.
But here's the saddest part. Our dad had a full head of hair until he was like
You
65.
should have fucking seen the fucking look in Junior's face.
Okay.
But I am better than other people, so...
Junior, when was the last time you saw Robert?
It's actually been about like 5 years since I last seen him.
so
Yeah.
Because the last time I seen him, I was like heavily induced with drugs and
You
alcohol.
thought your hairline was bad?
yeah, Robert's
Oh my.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ. What did he turn into? The old goat? Jesus.
Robert is the only person worse talking to women than me, and that's saying a lot.
No, you want to do? No. I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you a story about Robert. Let me tell you a story about Robert.
I'm taking a shot
Okay.
for that shit.
Me
I
and
need to
Robert
take a
hung
sip.
out. Me and Robert hung out a couple of times before, right? We actually hung out a couple of times.
Take some fireball for
And
this
this was
too.
like early, like this like 2011, 2012 that me and Robert were hanging out, and I actually brought a couple of girls around him to talk to.
Oh God.
Okay,
Susan's fucking face.
okay. This,
Why?
Did you like hate these girls?
I mean, I was trying to be helpful, and I was a drunk piece of
It's
shit.
called pity sex.
Okay, yeah.
Listen, I've had plenty of pity sex. Like,
Hey, listen, I'll tell you something, man. Pity sex actually sometimes be the best.
But here's the saddest part. Now,
she was crying.
Because you got everything that you have everything to lose in that moment. If you're getting sex from a girl that you know damn well you were never gonna get sex from again,
Sure.
you gotta
Just-
show the fuck out.
Junior,
Yeah,
tell the story.
that's true.
I need to know how much
Okay.
I'm holding over his head.
Okay, so
this very
basically,
moment.
so basically with Robert, right? So basically with Robert, right? This girl was talking to him and stuff like that, and she was really feeling his vibe at first, which was like surprising to me.
Wow.
Like they were actually talking, they was like laughing about a bunch of shit. He was saying some weird shit, but it was just like, I mean, it's
like,
Rob.
here's the sad part.
gonna
Like,
puke.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, granted, I find my brother to be repulsive, but he's really not even that bad of a guy.
No, he's not. He's actually funny as fuck. But
And
the
he's
thing
really-
was. But the thing was, it's just when he says shit at the wrong time. Like he has a really
like
bad
Chris?
habit. No, he's worse than Chris. He's actually
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
true.
worse than
That's
Chris.
saying a lot,
It's
too.
a lot worse than Chris when he says
Oh
certain
God,
things.
just rip it off like a band-aid.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how bad his timing is on saying things. So it's like, so he was sitting and we were walking down the street and he was trying to talk to this girl. And I'm like, you know what? I got a girl right here. He's got a girl right there. I'm like, you know what? We're good. But then by the time we get a block up the street, he's saying, well, I'll see you later. And the two girls are walking with me down the street. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, I thought y'all was vibing. Wow. He's weird as fuck. Yo. And it was just like, he was just like, yo, I was trying to like, and then when I talked to him the next day about it, like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Like, I had a whole girl there that was pretty much throwing pussy at you, and you fucked it up. And he was just like, man, he said she just wasn't hearing me when I was talking. I'm like, what the fuck was you saying? And he never told me, but I know it was he. It was just like, I'm like, dude, what could you have possibly said? What could you have possibly said that
I
stopped
know
a female?
more than likely what he had said.
Yo, but did this woman was literally ready to fuck him in the middle of the street. Like, it was literally that easy to get pussy at that moment.
She was desperate.
Like, and it was just like, he fucked it up. How? He never told me. Never told me. And even to this day, he never tells me. But it made me laugh because of the fact that she was just like, no. All right. Like, the denial was crazy.
So I don't want to do another 3 hours. I kept 3 news articles that we can talk when Big Al gets here tomorrow, because Big Al's coming tomorrow. And of course, Junior, Elliot, and Susan be here because they have their friends and family. There's nothing going on. So
first of all, Sundays never happen for me because of the fact that I don't do anything Sundays.
You take tomorrow off?
No, I have to work.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, unfortunately.
We had to work today too, so fuck it.
Yeah. Like, I'm still gonna be here, but I have to work tomorrow.
We hit 240 because, like, I don't want to kill too fucking much time. But we had, compared to last time, I said, Sue, not that I'm apologizing per se, but I'm apologizing that, like, hey, we did a good hour and 45 minutes of some serious shit. But tonight, this was a ton of fucking fun. So,
and that's all I've wanted.
I know, but sometimes we gotta talk about some serious shit too.
Yeah, but we don't need to do it over and over again with the same topic over and over again. And like the one that's like literally going to be pissing me off and making me want to bash someone's head through a fucking wall. I know,
but fortunately, I said, guys,
violence is never the
racism.
Answer.
It's 2000.
Violence is always the answer.
But it's 2020. If you think racism is not gonna fucking end in our lifetimes,
when I'm riding that dick.
Well, I mean, you have a room full of people of
Jesus Christ. I'm not drunk enough for that shit.
You know, to wrap up the podcast and to basically wrap up the podcast.
I'll let Junior finish it. I'm glad Junior got his
Why does he have to finish? Why can't I? What's wrong with me?
I don't want to see you finish, okay? I want Junior to finish.
Well, he's always... Well, Chris has been watching me finish for a while.
I want you to know. I was asked for a shot of my good stuff, so I should be able to finish.
To his credit, Elliot did that. Whatever Elliot gave to me, that was some good shit. I'll give you credit.
Yeah.
So.
You really gave Chris some of your good stuff?
Yeah, I gave him some Bacardi Dragonberry.
That shit was warm.
Susan, you got plenty of good stuff already, all right? Everybody else wants good stuff.
What Elliot gave to me was warm, and it was, like, thick.
Don't say it like that!
Did you spit or swallow?
I swallowed all of it, trust me.
This my
He's a swallower!
Hey,
Look,
Jen
listen,
got some...
I did 3 years in fucking prison, okay?
He better know how to swallow.
I learned some things.
Jesus Christ, holy fuck.
I have friends that are going to be listening, so what did you really give? I swear to God, it was alcohol, nothing else.
Hey, again, too.
We can joke about these things.
We recorded 14 fucking episodes. Sometimes we're going to get some serious deep shit. I'm glad tonight, too. We got the fucking break the ice. I'll let Elliot finish it because I'm like 6 glasses into Elliot shit and Junior shit. Susan stuff. I'm a whore tonight, okay? I've had everyone's alcohol inside me, so right now, all of you are inside me right now.
All right. You took that.
I was inside you.
That was crazy.
Susan's deep inside me.
So what the fuck? So
you should say that to your cousin.
I'll say my goodbyes because I've got 3 news articles for tomorrow. Al, get your fat ass down here because you have no friends. What are you doing? I was like, I'm busy tonight. You're not busy tonight. Al found a fucking buffet. That's what happened.
It opened for phase 3.
There's a buffet open and Al left us all home. That fat fuck.
He's paying next time.
Yeah. He's ordering us food.
Exactly. So, but I'll say my spiel and let these guys say goodbye. I'm on my 6 fucking glass of like whatever. It's not Canadian LTD whiskey. Okay. So
fucking God.
Good.
So, hey, before Susan and Elliot and Junior say goodbye, like, yo, guys, you know the fucking spiel. Tomorrow after fucking work, me and Junior will sit there and we would get our Twitter going because, like I said, Elliot, Junior, fucking Susan, Al, and Jennifer, we're about to get on Twitter and we're gonna start saying some serious shit. So, but as always, I love you guys. Thanks for listening to our fucking podcast. I'm glad for 2 hours and 45 minutes. We hope we can fucking make you laugh. I'm drunk as fuck, but like,
yeah, you are.
Yeah, as always, I love you guys, and I don't fucking need your money. I don't want your fucking money. The 5 people sitting in this fucking room, we don't need your donations to pay our fucking paychecks.
Chris, there's 4 of us now. Jen left.
See, Jen's so big that her presence is still in here.
I can feel it in the
I can
air.
still feel her.
How am I the oldest boy and Jen's fatter than me? That's it, saying a lot. So, but no, I love you guys, and again too.
You're not the oldest boy. You're the only boy.
That's true.
I'm
too.
fucking drunk. Okay, so
Yeah, that's.
But like, as anyways, guys, this is so universal that hey, listen, there is some deep, dark shit going on right now too. Take care of your fucking life. Take care of your families. Stop supporting assholes on Twitter and social media. Okay, so I'm out. I'm gonna fucking drink some more Puerto Rican rum because when it comes to alcohol, I'm not a racist. I don't give a fuck where your alcohol comes from. It can come from anywhere. I'm gonna pour your hot, juicy shit down my throat. Okay.
Okay, you need to stop drinking. Okay, you definitly need to stop drinking.
I'm out.
Damn.
So basically, to sum up, guys, to finish my shout out that I did earlier, thank God everybody thank you to everybody who I shouted out in the podcast. Thank you to everybody who, give us more dialogue today. Thank you. I will definitely be asking everybody every single day to give us more dialogue, to give us more things to talk about. We will be going into deeper topics at some
Tomorrow's
point.
Twitter.
Junior, you and I need to talk after we're done.
Oh God. But
It's not anything bad. It's something.
It is.
but
No, seriously, it's not.
But the thing is, but what I want people to understand is just that, this isn't just our podcast. This is your podcast too.
Exactly.
And we want you to give us more dialogue because we will talk about these things and we have strong opinions about a lot of things. So with that being said, to my friend that I was talking about the abusive relationships earlier, I can't wait to see you on Monday.
His friend is real.
And shut up. And
Yes, her name is Pamela.
yeah, well, usually, well, listen, my left hand gets enough attention. All right, now it's the right. So
He's gonna eat his right hand's ass.
Right in between these lines, right in between the lines of this palm. So, like I said, thank you to everybody who's given me dialogue, and thank you to everybody else who contributed, especially the people that's sitting in front of me, the assholes that's sitting in front of me. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Sue?
Yeah. Bye. See y'all tomorrow.
The first time in 13 episodes, Elliot gets to finish it.
I
So
know.
I get to watch. I get to watch very slowly Elliot finish.
My
Oh,
God. It's such a boring ending, too. Like I said, every...
Talk slower.
It's
on fire. Sue was coming at everybody.
that?
I am proud of Susan.
I still have her back if something bad happens, so it's okay.
See, I told you, everyone's friends love me. Even though I'm an asshole. Everyone's friends
I
love
wouldn't
me.
go far as love. Like, yes, we'll go.
Yes.
But pretty much my thing is going to stay the
Fucking big
same.
house. She had a impressive rack.
Yeah. It is there. It's hard to ignore. But, everybody just be there for your friends.
Exactly.
You might disagree on a couple of things, but don't let it end a friendship. Don't let it end being, in a family and stuff. That shit's been going on with my family, with my friends.
Yeah.
Just don't. If you don't agree, ignore it. Don't just go into the hate. Be there for each other when we all need it.
Yeah.
And right now, we all need it. Just be a kind human being and have a couple of drinks and be an asshole, too. After hard days of work.
Al, get your fat ass over to this fucking house and get drunk
Bring
with us, have some fun.
And you're buying us all food.
Yeah.
Bring whipped cream.
So we love you guys, and this
Dude,
is.
I already told you, the whipped cream was a lie that Junior made up.
Hey,
Was it?
It so was.
then we'll lie.
This is 246. Jen said this before. Jen said sometimes, guys, and Elliot Jr. and Susan can say this sometimes. Susan, honestly, do you feel like this podcast went too long? Do you feel like we had a lot of fun tonight?
We did have a lot of fun. Some nights, though, if we could cut it down, bring it to like 2 hours, an hour and a half.
Right now,
sometimes.
we just killed 245. I feel like honestly, listen to this stuff again too. We've had.
What, did you stop it already?
No, I was still recording.
Oh.
We had a lot of fun tonight.
We did have a lot of fun tonight, but sometimes like it does feel like it drags on. Sometimes it feels like
I ask you and Jen. You and Jen actually listen to the podcast, so it's like give me some feedback.
I listen to.
So
I kind of get lost in it because I have nothing else to do, so my opinion's kind of eh.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're cool with it, but at the same point, like
but Jen wants half-hour fucking podcast. I'm like, hey, listen, sometimes
I wouldn't say a half
No way
hour.
in hell they're giving you a
And
half hour.
I don't even think she's saying a half hour, but like an hour and a half is different than like doing
tonight we had a
3
lot of
hours.
fucking. We spent an hour and a half talking about Junior's fat ass father.
Yeah, it's true. That's very true.
Big takes up a lot of time, a lot of space.
I have 3 news articles we didn't get to because we said drinks are fucking going. We're having fun. We didn't get serious this fucking podcast. We had a ton of fucking fun. So this
and there's a difference with that in comparison to like when we're doing the serious ones. Like we can't sit here for 3 hours just doing like serious shit.
But we haven't though. So I've listened to episodes. We've talked for 45 minutes about some serious funny shit. We'll talk for an hour about some serious shit too. We have to mix it up.
Stop it before you.
Yeah.
Fuck it. We're all drunk and ranting. Okay.
Have fun.
Hey guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Live long and
Goodbye.
prosper, people.
Bye.